Well, there's plenty of electricity in the air. 21 ranked up Missouri taking on Arkansas State here in Jonesboro. Crowd is rocking. The weather is gorgeous. And Forrest Conley, we are ready for some football. 69 degrees. Can't ask for better conditions than that.
This is the perfect conditions for football. This is what you want. You've got a big-time Power 5 program coming to your stadium. You get the opportunity not only to represent your fan base, but the Sun Belt Conference as a whole if you can pull off the upset against number 21 Missouri.
So Missouri won the coin toss, and they deferred towards the second half. The Tigers will kick off. And returning for Arkansas State, J.D. McKissick. The electric senior, Michael Gordon, is with him back there. And we are just about set to go. Missouri in the familiar white, black and gold. Let's play some football. This one's going to sail through the end zone, so Arkansas State will start it with a touchback. So the senior Freddie Knighton, who is expected to have a stellar senior campaign, dual threat quarterback. Not his best performance last week. In fact, one of the worst of his career. Only 8 of 23 passing, under 100 yards. But look at the numbers from last season. There is no doubt this guy can play.
He can make plays, and he needs to start early. He needs to come out. I think you throw short passes, get him back to being comfortable.
So Knighton begins in the shotgun. Michael Gordon is in the backfield with him. This is a handoff to J.D. McKissick, and the senior able to take it for about 4 yards to the 29-yard line. Arian Penton made the stop right there. This Arkansas State offense can move it. They have got skill players that are pretty good, especially when you talk about guys like McKissick and Griswold. This is caught by McKissick, and he'll take it up to the 38-yard line. That'll be the first down of the game for the Red Wolves. Here's the Missouri defense. Front four with Frazier and Harris on the edges. They are pretty good. There's the linebackers. And the secondary solid as well, as the Red Wolves continue with a hurry up. Knighton looks downfield. He'll toss it towards the sideline, and this one is going to be incomplete. It was intended for Pascal, and it was well defended by Arian Penton.
You see early what Arkansas State is doing. They're going 3 wides. They're looking for a matchup, and when they see the matchup that they like, they're attacking it. They're attacking the matchup right now in the boundary with the taller receiver with the shorter cornerback.
This offense for the Red Wolves returning 9 starters. Very experienced, very talented as well, as Freddie Knighton's going to eat this one in the backfield. As the Tigers come in defensively, Marcel Frazier leading the way.
Number 9, Freddie Knighton on the carry.
And Frazier did a good job of using his arm. He has very long arms. He stays where he needs to be. He stays home. He does not get caught up in the play fake. That's what Missouri has to do with this read option. They have to play their position. Don't worry about what's going on in the backfield. Do what you're supposed to do and trust your teammate.
And now 3rd down and long. Last season, you see the numbers for the Red Wolves. Knighton with plenty of time. And he's got his man across midfield. Arkansas State starting fast. Tyler Trosson reels it in, and it's a 1st down.
And that was a great job by Darian Griswold on the pass block. You had a blitzer coming from the outside. You watch Knighton. He steps up in the pocket and delivers a strike down the field.
Now quickly they go to the air again, and this is tipped out of the hands. And incomplete, intended for McKissick. Force the pace right now of this offense. Man, they are moving fast.
And that's what they want to do. You've got some big boys on this Missouri defensive line. I'm going to watch number 97, Josh Augusta, 6'4", 345 pounds. How does he adjust to the speed of the game the way Arkansas State goes with this fast-paced offense?
There's Walter Brady, redshirt freshman, in the ball game as well. Knighton eludes one rusher. Can't get away from the next. They are coming from all over. Michael Shear, the junior, with the sack.
And you see Terry Beckner make himself be known. This is the heralded freshman. He was huge, a big-time recruit for this Missouri program. And the coaches say he's only scratched the surface of what he's going to be able to do.
8th play of the drive now coming up. 3rd and long. They need 15. Toss it on that quickie And McKissick's going to take it up to midfield. Anthony Sherrills will make the stop right there, and it's 4th down. Not a bad drive, though, for Arkansas State to start.
Well, not a bad drive, but when you're running the screen pass, your offensive guards have got to get out there. They've got to get those blocks. They had some good things going. They see some things right now. I think they know what they want to do. They're trying to find an identity offensively. They had some positive yards, so we'll see as the game progresses how they use the success they've had in this first drive moving forward.
Luke Ferguson and to punt it away for the Red Wolves, and Arian Penton back to receive. Ferguson averaging 45 yards per punt on opening week. This one takes a Missouri bounce, and it'll be dead at the 28-yard line. So Missouri will get the ball when we come back. Freddie Knighton and the offense for Arkansas State with some real estate early. It's offensive possession coming up for Gary Pinkel's Missouri Tigers. He is the winningest coach in school history, 187 wins, 4th winningest active college football coach, and the 2014 SEC Coach of the Year. On the other side, Blake Anderson. This the biggest game he has ever coached in as a head coach for Arkansas State. First give is to Russell Hansbrough, and he'll take it across the 30, be down at about the 33-yard line. So Russell Hansbrough, the senior running back who was questionable coming into tonight, does indeed get the start.
Well, he's got great balance, great vision. He's a quick twitch runner. He'll see the hole and he'll get going.
Hansbrough is one of the SEC's best for sure. Matty Mock tosses it to the outside, and it's caught by Sean Culkin. Makes a nice move, and he'll take it up for a first down near the 40-yard line. Matty Mock, the redshirt junior quarterback, started a little bit slow last week. Modest numbers, 12 of 22, 181 yards, couple touchdowns. 15-4 in 19 games as the Tigers starter. First down and 10. Hansbrough gets the carry, and he runs into a wall. Chris Stone, the senior, stonewalls him at the line of scrimmage. As we'll get a look at that Missouri offense, Hansbrough does most of the dirty work. Culkin, though, much improved. More Brown and Leftwich, the wideouts. And there's the offensive line. You love this group, Forrest.
Well, I love them because they're a collective group. And when you look at the offensive linemen coming out of Missouri, they always put guys in the NFL.
Ish Witter, the sophomore, checks into the game. Mock moving around the pocket and fires incomplete. Trying to get it to Clayton Etchard, but it slipped right through his fingertips. There's the Arkansas State defense. Javon Roland Jones and Chris Stone, the two superstars up front. The linebackers, mainly newcomers, and the secondary as well. Very inexperienced defense for the Red Wolves. Let's see how they hold up tonight. 3rd down and 8. Red Wolves giving Missouri several different types of looks here in the opening minutes. Mock gets out of trouble, and Matty Mock takes it across midfield. He will pick up a first down. Needed 8 yards, and he got 10.
And that's what happens when you go 5 wides. You have 5 guys out in coverage. Matty Mock made a great decision. He didn't try and force it. He saw a lane, and he got the first down. They have to be cognizant of that when Missouri goes to 5 wides. They have to have a linebacker to spy him because of his ability to run the football.
Matty Mock, very savvy player for Missouri. On 1st and 10, he'll fake it. Toss it towards the sideline, and this one is incomplete. As right there, Rocky Hayes defending Jamon Moore.
In a matchup that I'm going to watch throughout this evening, when you look at the cornerbacks for Arkansas State, they average about 5'10", but the receivers for Missouri average about 6'3". So you've got about a 4 to 5 inch height advantage, and I want to see how that works out, especially when they're playing press man.
Missouri offense wants to get off to a good start, especially with this hostile crowd. Here comes the rush again. Mock standing in there and fires a strike. 34-yard line as Jamon Moore reels it in. These receivers for Missouri, young but talented.
Well, you talk about Jamon Moore, 6'3", 190 pounds. He plays that X position. He can fight off that line of scrimmage, fight off the bump, and he makes himself big for Mark to hit him down the field.
First down at 10 from the 34. Mock again with time. He'll toss it to the right side, and it's caught inside the 15. Nate Brown, the sophomore, and Missouri's in business.
And Bo Centimore, you cannot get caught looking in the backfield. You've got to get on that receiver. Too much time for Mock. Easy pitch and catch right now.
So the Tigers inside the red zone.
And when that play was live, I thought that may have been a play to look at again, but everyone seemed to think that he was in bounds. I'm interested to see, did he get his foot down when he caught that football? Because he didn't make an attempt to stay in bounds and make sure he had that catch legally. So I'm interested to see if we can get a replay. You know, did he get that foot down?
That's what our officials are going to look at right now. As Matty Mock wants to get off to a good start tonight. And this looks like it's going to be close.
Out of bounds. I think that right foot is out of bounds. You see, he never made an effort to keep his toes in bounds. Let's see right here. He has possession right there. Out of bounds. He did not make an effort. And a lot of times when you see receivers close to the sideline, they'll try and shorten up their steps. And he didn't do that. I don't know if he didn't know where he was, because it seemed like he thought he was in bounds. He never made an effort to stay in bounds. So I think that's a good review. I think that's coming back. But early in this ball game so far, offensively, Missouri seems to be able to do what they want to do. They're moving the ball. Matty Mock doesn't have a lot of pressure in his face. He's able to step up in the pocket. The offensive line is doing a very good job.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands.
So Matty Mock 3 of 5 passing to start the game. And Forrest, how do you explain that?
I don't know. Maybe they just didn't have clear. I don't know. Hey, they're the officials. I'm the analyst.
So it will be first down, 15-yard line for Missouri. There's red zone last season for the Tigers. 28 touchdowns and 45 possessions. Ish Witter's the running back on first down. And they give it to Witter, trying to get more opportunities. And he's tossed to the ground. Chris Stone makes another big play. 42 is one that Missouri's got to count for.
And that's what you have to do. You have to push the line of scrimmage back. You cannot let them get pushed, especially when you're inside the red zone. You see right here, he uses great hand technique. He gets off the block, gets to the ball carrier, and gets him down. That's what you have to do. You cannot allow yourself to get caught up.
Arkansas State red zone defense trying to buckle down here. After the loss of 2. Hand it to Witter again. Give him another chance. And Ish Witter trying to get more carries in that Missouri backfield near the 10-yard line. They're going to need Witter, who last week rushed 13 times, but only 33 yards. Need to develop depth in that Missouri backfield.
And they need to develop depth, but they need to get points on the board right now. This is big for this drive. They want 7. They're in position to get 3. I want to watch this matchup on the outside.
Crowd comes alive now. 3rd down and 8. Got to get to the 5-yard line. 3 wide receivers to the right side for the Tigers. Fake it to Witter. Tuck it in. Over the middle. And it's incomplete. It looked like it was in the hands of Nate Brown, but he couldn't hang on. It is 4th down. That's good coverage by Cody Brown.
And that was a great job by Brown getting his hands in there and fighting the receiver all the way down to the ground. The receiver had a play on the football, did a great job, but great job by Mock getting the high snap. And that may have taken him off key a little bit.
So Andrew Baggett comes into the game to attempt a 30-yard field goal. 72% last season. Gets a good foot into this one, and this is right down the pipe.
Field goal is good.
So Missouri marches down the field. They get 3. Tigers over Arkansas State here in the first quarter. The field, but Arkansas State limits the damage. 12 plays, 60 yards. And on the road for us, you got to turn those into touchdowns.
Well, you definitely have to turn those into touchdowns. I think it was a great job by the Arkansas State defense buckling up when they got in the red zone.
How about Missouri since joining the SEC? When they left the Big 12, a lot of people thought that they were no longer going to be a factor in college football, and instead they have become a dominant program.
Well, what's interesting, they've won the SEC East Division the last 2 years, but they still don't get the respect I think they deserve.
Another booming kick by Fatone. And the second straight touchback for the Red Wolves.
And I think they like the role that they've assumed in the SEC. Nobody gives them credit. We know that they've won the East Division, albeit they haven't bowled as well in the SEC championship games. But when you look at this ball club, when the competition that they play and what they've been able to accomplish the last 2 seasons, you know, you have to applaud Gary Pinkel and his staff.
Meanwhile, Arkansas State 0-24-1 against teams from the SEC. First down and 10 for Arkansas State. Freddie Knighton again. He'll hand this one off. Michael Gordon gets loose. Gordon picks his way to the 45-yard line. It'll be a first down.
And you see a great example of Michael Gordon's slasher style. He presses the line of scrimmage. He sees the hole and he gets there. Great job by his offensive lineman leading him to green pastures. I love the way he followed his lineman in the hole and got north and south.
Got a big block by the center, Devin Mondi. Now J.D. McKissick in motion. Freddie Knighton, this is what he does best. Play action, toss it out to McKissick. Along the sideline, and he'll pick up about 8. Knocked out of bounds by Kentrell Brothers.
And McKissick likes playing against Missouri. 2 years ago, he had 15 catches in a ball game, his career high. Great job. You've got to get the ball to your playmakers. You see McKissick coming in motion. They find him in the flat, wide open, and he gets up the field. That's what you have to do if you're going to win this ball game. Get the ball to your dynamic playmakers.
Marked him out of bounds at the 46, so they need 1 yard. And Knighton's going to try and take it himself. Right down the middle. He is inside the 40, and they'll move the chains.
And you see Arkansas State now going to their fast-paced offense. They want to try and keep those big defensive linemen on the field, get those guys gassed a little bit, keep the ball moving.
Freddie Knighton, the senior out of Little Rock. This is a player that wanted to play for Arkansas coming out of high school, but only got 1 scholarship offer from Gus Malzahn and Arkansas State. Making the most of it tonight. First and 10 now for Knighton with time. Tosses it out there, and his receiver wasn't looking. Tyler Trosson got to turn his head.
You got to make that play. Nobody followed him out. He had about 10 yards before any defender would have been able to get to him. The tight end got a lot of attention when he came in motion and went down the seam.
Now second down. Look how the Red Wolves spread the field. 5 wide receivers in the game right now in an empty backfield for Knighton. This one batted down at the line of scrimmage, and a great job by big 79 Terry Beckner. This freshman Missouri coach is just raving about.
Well, he's got stud potential. You saw him get pressure early on Knighton. Now you see him what defensive linemen are taught to do. If you cannot get to the quarterback, when you see him throw the ball, get up and knock it down. Now the offensive lineman, Colton Jackson, has got to do a better job of punching when the defensive tackle jumps up to try and knock that pass down.
Now third and 10. Knighton again tries to take it up the middle, but right there to meet him, Charles Harris, the sophomore. And we're going to have 4th down coming up. He got help from Arian Penton.
And you see the change of direction ability by Charles Harris. That footwork comes from being a former basketball player. You see how he was able to see the play develop, change direction, and get in and stop Knighton for a short gain.
Well, that brings up 4th and 11. Second punting situation for the Red Wolves. Luke Ferguson on the field again. Arian Penton is back to return. It's a high kick. And it'll bounce right inside the 5, and the Red Wolves are going to down it at the 1. Right there was Chris Murray to kill it, and Missouri's going to be in a tough spot. So Chris Murray, one of the newcomers to Arkansas State, making a big play here. First down, Tigers when we return. Blake Anderson, head coach of Arkansas State, ending the one-and-done era. 3 straight coaches, Hugh Freeze, Gus Malzahn, and Brian Harsin, spending 1 year here in Jonesboro before moving on. This guy, Blake Anderson, is going to stay a while.
Well, his whole coaching staff stayed, and that's what's wonderful about what they're building here at Arkansas State.
Hand it off to Hansbrough. He's going to get some tough yards, take it up to the 4. Forrest, you mentioned that coaching staff. Blake Anderson said that 4 of his assistant coaches were offered positions in the offseason to go to other pastures, and all of those assistants decided to stay here with the head coach.
Well, look at the guys that left. Hugh Freeze, Gus Malzahn, both go to SEC schools. Brian Harsin, he goes back home. He's from Boise, Idaho, played at Boise State. So I like what Coach Anderson is doing. He's building some camaraderie with his team and his coaching staff.
Second down, Hansbrough again, lowers the shoulder. Short yardage on 3rd down, and around 5 coming up. Waylon Roberson, big 94, the junior from Midland, Texas, one of the newcomers, takes up a lot of space on the inside.
6'2", 338 pounds. He's a monster on the inside. Right now is where you have to be careful with Matty Mock and his ability to get outside the pocket and make plays with his feet. He's got young receivers, so if he can get outside the pocket, they may be able to get open on a jailbreak play, or he may be able to get the first down.
It's a big play for this Arkansas State defense. In motion is Colkin. Time to throw for Mock, and he hits him along the sideline. That's Sean Colkin, the junior tight end. He goes 6'6", and he's got a first down.
And what they did on that play, they looked to see if anyone followed Colkin across the line of scrimmage. Nobody did. They hit him wide open, got the first down. Arkansas State has to do a better job of identifying the offensive players for Missouri.
Toss it out right side again. Colkin has his number called. He'll pick up a couple yards. So Sean Colkin, very athletic at tight end, but needs to be a better blocker. Head coach Gary Pinkel says he has made great strides in that. That is the next step in his game. Learn how to block better.
Well, you've got to use your hands at the point of attack. You've got to shoot those hands on the inside, and that way you can use your leverage. He's 6'6". He's got to use those hands to get the leverage going.
2nd and 7 now. From the 22-yard line. First quarter, 3-0. Missouri over Arkansas State. Matty Mock on the move again. It's his running back. This is Ish Witter. Takes it up for about 3. Tajay Chambers, the freshman, made the stop. And another 3rd down.
And Matty Mock did a good job of reading the corner blitz. Rocky Hayes coming on the corner blitz. He threw it to where Rocky Hayes came from. That's what you have to do. You have to recognize what Arkansas State is doing. They're going to bring a multitude of blitzes. They're going to stand linemen up on 3rd downs. You don't know where they're going to come from, so he has to be sound in what he does.
Tough snap. Mock's got to scramble for it. And this is incomplete. So Arkansas State's defense will get off the field. It was a poor snap to Mock, and it'll be 4th down.
And Evan Braun, we haven't talked about him. He has not practiced all week. He's coming off of an ankle injury in the first ball game. Maybe there's some rust there because that's the second time we've seen a bad snap that Mock has had to jump up and get and make sure they don't get a fumble.
So Corey Fatoni, first punt of the day for Missouri. The rush comes. He gets off a good punt. Here's Chris Murray from the 35. And the ball's on the ground. Tigers will pick it up, but the official does say he was down at the 36. This is Murray's first game at Centennial Bank Stadium, and Forrest, got to hang on to the football.
Make the catch.
The ruling on the field, the runner was down. First down.
Too often we see players trying to make great plays. get possession of the ball. If you don't have it, get down. Right here, when you see you don't have anything, get down. And his knee was down. Great call by the officials. But if you don't see it, this is when you get into trouble, when you've got defenders swarming around you and you're holding the ball out. You've got to protect the football at all times.
First down, Arkansas State. Trying to run this one to the left side. Not much room to work with there. Tigers quick to respond. Donovan Newsome makes the tackle.
Number 25, Donovan Newsome.
So this Arkansas State offense last season set school records for yards and points as well, but struggled last week, had 4 turnovers in that USC game. And it's definitely something they're trying to shore up here tonight. Knighton again under pressure, got a man open, and it's caught. J.D. McKissick hangs on to another one, and it's another Arkansas State first down.
And McKissick comes from the left side of the field. Great job getting Freddie Knighton outside of the pocket, allowing him to create more time to allow McKissick to get across the field. Great job. You see the play fake. And this is what you have to do against speedy defenses. Use their speed against him. If Freddie Knighton could have led him a little bit more, he could have gotten more yards.
Back to the ground. Red Wolves trying that left side. Along the edge, Johnston White tiptoeing across the sideline, and that gets this crowd going.
And you see why they call him Silky Johnson. He hit the seam. He found a way to get north and south. That should have been a tackle for a loss, but he hit the sideline. You see him with the fake inside. He silks past the defender, gets north and south, gets the first down. Great job.
Fresh set of downs for Arkansas State. On the move again. Knighton tosses it towards the sideline, and falling down was his receiver. Boy, it looked like for a moment Blake Mack was wide open, but he lost his footing, and it's incomplete.
Well, Blake Mack got too excited on that play. Blake Mack was wide open, but you can't get so excited. You've got to make the play. Knighton has to put the ball a little bit further out. Lead Blake Mack.
Second down now. Knighton will take his time. Freddie Knighton's played well here in this first quarter. Red Wolves back to the ground attack. Well, I'll tell you what, Kentrell Brothers, one of the top linebackers in the SEC for us. Last week, he was all over the field on special teams as well, making an impact.
What makes Brothers special is he can be blocked, but he has the ability to use his hands and get off of blocks and make a play. On that play, you saw that. He used his hands. He was blocked on that play, but he got off of the offensive player and was able to get on the ball carrier.
Third down and 9. This could be 4-down territory for Arkansas State. Tosses sideline, and the defense right there. Pascal makes the catch. They'll mark it at the 34-yard line, so it's going to be about 5 yards shy. And now, a decision for the Red Wolves. What do you do here?
There's a flag on the field.
Flag is down at the 45. Let's check that out first.
Holding on the offense, number 79. 10-yard penalty, replay, third down.
That is the first penalty of the night on the Red Wolves.
And Jamar Clark has to do a better job of bending his knees. You have to be a knee bender. 6'6", a lot of times, offensive tackles, they stand straight up. He's the strongest kid on the offensive line, and sometimes guys try to use their strength, but you've got to bend your knees. When you don't bend your knees, you start reaching, and then you start grabbing. There was only a 3-man rush. They should have been able to block that.
That makes this really a tough down for the Red Wolves. 3rd and 19. Knighton hands it off, and this will be not much. May have lost a yard for McKissick. So another decent drive for Arkansas State, but it sputters again.
Well, I'll tell you what, you've got to give your offense an opportunity to make a play. I don't like running that play. To me, they didn't want to get the first down.
So that's the end of the first quarter. Missouri and Arkansas State. The SEC and the Sun Belt on ESPN3 continues. quarter, 3-0 Missouri over Arkansas State. Drew Felios, Forrest Conley, as Missouri rides a 10-game road winning streak coming in here to Jonesboro tonight. In fact, that is among the best among NCAA active road win streaks. Ohio State and Florida State also first and second there. So the Red Wolves to punt it away. And it's going to be a high kick, and again, another splendid job from Luke Ferguson as they'll down it near the 10-yard line.
And right now, Arkansas State is winning the position of the field position battle. Great job by their punter. Let's see if they can get a 3-and-out right now and get the ball back to their offense in better field position.
There's the total yardage after the first quarter for us. Neither team really with the edge, although Missouri has the 3 points.
Well, they have the 3 points. And if you're Arkansas State, you have to feel good about it. Missouri was in the red zone. They had 4 plays inside the red zone, was only able to come out of there with 3 points. So defensively, you have to feel good about what you've been able to do early in this ball game.
Tigers now back to work, first down and 10. Here's Mock to throw. And tries that quick slant. It's incomplete, looking for Deshaun Blair. It's kind of a funny formation there for Mock as he dropped back for us. He doesn't really move his feet, kind of a lazy drop back there.
Well, that's a problem with Mock, I see. You have to set your feet when you're throwing those passes because you want to have precision. He's a shorter quarterback at 6 feet, so you have to set your feet when you're throwing those passes.
And this one off. Ish Witter trying to get to the outside, and once again, number 42, Chris Stone, was there to greet him. Quantario Heath, the junior linebacker, also helped out.
And Chris Stone did a great job of not allowing him to get to the edge. That's what you have to do. You have to keep contained and allow the other defenders to pursue defenders to get there.
Third down, 11. Here's Mock now with time. Try and create time to the right. Matty Mock lofts it downfield. And this is intercepted. Bo Settenmore comes up with a football, and he's got some running room. 30. Gets a couple blocks. Inside the 20. To the 10. And down at the 6-yard line.
And the key block on that play was Rocky Hayes. Great job. You saw what I talked about earlier. Arkansas State on defense, they allowed their defenders to stand up. The offensive line did not know where they were coming from. Matty Mock did not know how to read that. He's on the run, throwing. Terrible decision to throw that football. You had safety help underneath. Great job by Bo Sentimore locating the football. And when he got the football back in his hand, watch Rocky Hayes on this block. This is a safety's, a cornerback's dream to take an offensive lineman out. Great job by this Arkansas State defense.
45 yards on the return from Bo Sentimore. Now it's first down and goal. First major mistake of the game for the Missouri offense. Knighton working out of the shotgun. Hands this one off. And his running back just surges forward. Michael Gordon to the 5-yard line.
And this is where you challenge your offensive lineman. You know, we know the size and the magnitude of this football game, but this is when you get in the huddle as a quarterback. You say, guys, look, I need you to buckle it up. I need you to get on all fours, and I need you to bear crawl us to the end zone. Let's get 6 on the board.
Let's see if they're up to the task. The red zone offense last season. This the first trip inside the red zone tonight for Arkansas State. This is Freddie Knighton, and he's taken down. That's a great job by Michael Shear.
Number 9, Freddie Knighton on the carry.
And there's one of the Bass brothers. We talked about him in the open. These guys coming to this ball game, Michael Shear and Kentrell brothers, over 100 tackles apiece last season. Great job by Shear, not going for the ball fake, staying on the quarterback, making sure Knighton doesn't get up the field.
Now a big third down coming up for Arkansas State, trying to cash in the interception for 6 here. In motion is J.D. McKissick. Here comes the rush. Knighton lofts it. End zone. Touchdown. by Trez Houston.
And this is what you want to see from your playmakers. Make plays when the opportunities present themselves. Trez Houston goes up with the right hand and snatches it down like he's snatching a rebound. Great play by Trez Houston. And I like the throw by Freddie Knighton. Only Trez Houston can make a play on that football.
Here's Drew White on for the extra point. See the smog on the field right now. You can barely see the uprights. There's so much smoke after the celebration. How about Freddie Knighton? Touchdown pass.
On the offense, number 33, 5-yard penalty, retry.
Now they're going to move this extra point try back 5 yards, and they'll do it as the offense for Arkansas State, a much needed confidence boost right there, scoring their first touchdown of the game. White's extra point. Is up, and it is good. So some disbelief over on the visiting sideline. Trez Houston goes up high, and it's 7-3. Bank Stadium has come alive. Arkansas State gets on the board as Freddie Knighton hooks up with Trez Houston, and it's 7-3. There's the scoring drive. It was Knighton to Houston with a little bit of Odell Beckham mixed in.
Great catch by Houston, great concentration, and that is what you want your playmakers to do, make plays. The opportunities are not going to be that many, so when they come, you've got to take advantage of it.
And they go for the onside kick here. Ball is loose. Missouri looks like they have covered the football. Arkansas State trying to catch the Tigers napping. There is a flag at the 36.
And I love it. Why not? But if you don't get it, now you give them great field position.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers.
But I do love it.
Offside on the kicking team, number 50. That penalty being enforced where from Missouri recovered the ball. First down, Missouri.
And there is a player down on the field right now. That's Tyjae Chambers, a freshman linebacker who they are tending to. And you see some concern as head coach Blake Anderson comes out to check on him. This is a key player tonight defensively for the Red Wolves.
Well, they had a great ball game last week. 8 tackles, 2.5 sacks, 2.5 tackles for loss. He would be a big loss if he cannot return to this ball game.
That's a good sign there, him sitting up. Arkansas State, you like that call, going for the onside kick.
But they're playing to win, and that's what you have to do in ball games like this. You have to take advantage of opportunities, and you have to create opportunities. And that's what Arkansas State was trying to do on that play, create an opportunity.
So Chambers helped off the field. And does not look like he will be coming back in anytime soon. Let's take one more look at the touchdown. Freddie Knighton hooking up with Trez Houston. I mentioned Odell Beckham because watch this for us. Kind of goes up with the one hand and brings it down. Did have the second hand on it eventually, but he definitely scooped in that football.
Well, Freddie Knighton did a great job of putting the ball where only his receiver, Trez Houston, at 6'2", can make a play on it. And I talked about matchups. You've got Kenya Dennis at 5'11", covering a 6'2" receiver. He put it up where only he can make a play on it, and he made a great grab.
Look at the numbers last season. Over 6,000 yards, nearly 500 a game. Record-setting in the first year under head coach Blake Anderson, and Freddie Knighton's first full season as a starter. Well, new quarterback for Missouri checks into the game as it's the first snaps for Drew Lock. He works out of the shotgun, and we've got flags.
False start on the offense. Number 73, 5-yard penalty. First down.
So this is Drew Lock, one of Missouri's prized recruits. In fact, Trent Dilfer had him ranked the second best quarterback at the Elite 11 camp over the summer. Very talented, got a big arm, and this young man is going to be a star as Matty Mock right now on the sideline. First down. Lock sets his feet, fires, and this one's intercepted. Up to midfield and still working is Chris Humes. Back-to-back interceptions for the Red Wolves defense.
And on that play, you see Drew Lock put a little bit too much on that football, and it may have been nerves coming into a game. You see right here, he gets his feet set, but he puts a little too much mustard on that football, and the Arkansas State defender makes a great play once again. And what I like about the Arkansas State defenders, when they get a turnover, they're trying to get to the end zone. They're not just getting the ball and going down. They're trying to get to the end zone. Great job by this Arkansas State defense.
Oh, a little championship belt coronation on the sidelines.
And you gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. Put the belt on, baby. Put the belt on.
19-yard return for Chris Humes. Now the Red Wolves back to work. Along the sideline, taking a big hit. Oh, boy. Kentrell Brothers laid the leather, but it's still a nice gainer for Michael Gordon.
And great job by Daniel Keith getting out on that lead block, and that's what you have to do. Follow your blockers, find the hole, get north and south, and get going.
8-yard pickup on first down.
And Arkansas State has a rhythm right now. They feel very confident about what they're doing offensively.
They've got tons of momentum forced on 2nd and 2. Knighton will run the football again. J.D. McKissick stays on his feet, takes it to the 30, and that should be good enough for a Red Wolves first down.
And I'll tell you what, this matchup at the top of the screen, Freddie Knighton running this read option. I think he's going to pull it back one time. I'm watching the safety, Ian Simon. He's getting caught looking in the backfield. If he looks in the backfield and goes, Knighton will get a matchup that he likes one-on-one at the top of the screen.
First down. Keeping him off balance right now. Knighton takes it forward, but again, there's Brothers. Tell you what, Forrest, not going to compare him to this particular legend, but you played with Derek Brooks back in the day at Florida State. Kentrell Brothers has that same type of leadership and work ethic.
Well, he's very slippery, and he knows how to get his fits. He's a film junkie, and that's what makes him a special player. He studies the opponent, and he studies what they do, and he tries to defeat them.
Second down, run that quick screen. Here's McKissick. J.D. McKissick has more receptions than any player right now in college football. He can bring it.
And you see McKissick on the bubble screen. Great job identifying what's going to work for him. You see him right now. The offensive lineman Daniel Keith gets out, gets a block, allows McKissick to get up the field. Great job by Devin Mundy as well.
Had 242 catches coming into this game. One of the electric playmakers of the Sun Belt Conference. There's the total yard story tonight. A slight edge to the Red Wolves. Darian Griswold in motion. Freddie Knighton will take it himself. Trying to get behind his blockers. And he is very close to another first down, and he may have it.
And that was a great job by Knighton keeping his feet moving after contact.
So Freddie Knighton in the biggest game of his career. The MVP of the GoDaddy Bowl a couple years ago. Came in for Adam Kennedy on that night. Led Arkansas State to a win. Named the starter last season. Done a tremendous job leading this program.
Now it's interesting, as this game progresses, confidence starts to grow with this Arkansas State ball club. They know now that they can play with the Missouri Tigers.
And Forrest, we're going to be about 6 inches short. It looked like he had the first, but the official's not going to give it to him. So So it's going to be 4th down and inches. Do you go for it here?
You've got to go for it. This is why you work in the weight room all summer. This game has been circled on their calendar for the entire offseason. You got to go for it. And you've got to feel confident that your offensive lineman can get you a half a yard.
And it may run behind that guy right there, big 79 Jamar Clark. And there you see the rest of the guys. Colton Jackson, 61, well, force as well. Clark and Jackson, 2 outstanding big boys up front.
I think you run it behind your guard and your center. You don't want to give it to someone trying to get outside because you allow the defenders to get up the field. You only need a half a yard. Old school offense, dive. I don't like all the play fake, all the read option technique. No, dive play. Give the ball to either your fullback or your tailback coming straight down the pipe. It's a half a yard, and you want to run it behind your strongest offensive line, the interior offensive line.
Challenging the spot on the field.
Well, you heard our head referee, Matt Leffler. Arkansas State's going to challenge the spot on the field. I thought Knighton got the first down here. Let's see where the ball should be spotted, and it looked like the knee may have went down.
Well, the knee was down, but he was past the line. He was past the 20-yard line when the knee is down. If we get that first shot we just had again, let's see where the ball is when that knee goes down. Because it looks like he was past the 20-yard line with the football right here. Let's see, the knee is still up. He's fighting for yards. Okay. Knee goes down right there. I think the ball is on the 20-yard line. I think he gets those inches. But I'm not a decision maker.
Looks like a good 10 inches from the 20-yard line. Coach Blake Anderson telling us during the week that this is an opportunity that we do not get very often, knowing how special tonight can be.
And I think it's a great challenge. Once again, let's see where his knee is. His knee is down right here. And right there, you can't tell where the ball is, but I think it's past where they've got it marked. Now, do they have inconclusive evidence to move this ball up is the big question.
Keep in mind, our officials are seeing what you are seeing at home.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. It's 4th down.
And I just don't think they had inconclusive evidence to move that ball forward. It was so close. But I do think it was a good challenge by Coach Anderson. You want to try and give your team every opportunity.
Mention what Coach Anderson was telling us during the week. Says we want to be in the group of top 5 teams in the country. That's our goal. This would be that opportunity to get us that signature win and move us in the direction we want to go. The Red Wolves moving in that direction right now, but a big play here on 4th down. Run the football, and this is going to be a 1st down.
And I love it. Old school, hand the ball off to your tailback behind your fullback, down the gut of the offensive line, get the half yard. That's how you challenge your offensive line. Too often we see these spread offenses on 3rd and 4th and short, and you're trying to run east and west, north and south. I love this. So he has no opportunity to fall east or west. He falls forward. Great job by that offensive line.
And it was Johnston White, the backup running back, doing the honors. 8th 1st down of the game for Arkansas State. In a rhythm right now offensively. Play clock winding down though here. Knighton gets the playoff. Sticks it in the gut of his running back, and here he comes. Towards the sideline and out of bounds at the 2. Michael Gordon sets up the Red Wolves perfectly inside the 5.
And number 76, Austin Morton, made a great block on that play. That's what you need from your offensive lineman. Watch him on this play. Michael Gordon, he springs him right there. And Gordon gets north and south and makes a move and gets going.
So 1st down and 10. Here comes Arkansas State again. It's Gordon. And he is going to be taken down. Nice play made by Anthony Sherrills, who stayed at home. And Gordon, it looked like if he had just kept surging forward, may have gotten to the goal line.
And Gordon does a great job of right here. Get going. Plant that foot and go north and south. Don't try and spread it out. He saw a wide open lane, but sometimes you just got to put your head down and get powered in there.
Lots of substitutions now for the Red Wolves. Blake Mack comes out of the game. Defense for Missouri on its heels a bit. Kentrell Brothers making sure everybody's in the right spot. Knighton wants to throw with time, and he'll throw it out of the end zone.
It's incomplete.
And if the play is not there the way it's designed, throw it away. Live to fight another day. You've got another down to try and get 7. I think they should bring Darian Griswold in the game. He's a matchup problem. 6'5", 255. He makes himself big at that tight end position.
And he is in the game right now. Griswold lining up in the slot. In the top portion of your screen. This is the 10th play of this drive right here. And a big one. Knighton wants the corner. A battle there and incomplete. Blake Mack trying to go up to get it. But it will be 4th down. And now a field goal situation comes on for the Red Wolves. Good defense by Logan Cheadle.
But you got to get 7. You want to get 7. Great job right here. Once again, the defender does a great job playing the football, not playing through the receiver. I thought Griswold would have been a better matchup for them. They had Ian Simon on him at 6 feet. He had a 5-inch height advantage.
So now J.D. Houston comes on to attempt the field goal. And this one is up, and it's good. So Arkansas State takes another turnover and turns it into 3 points. They lead by a touchdown. Right now, 10-3.
Well, there's some concern right now because he knows the confidence is building in this Arkansas State offense and defense. And defensively right now, they've got their number offensively. Will Matty Mock come back in this ball game, or will we see Drew Lock again?
There's the takeaways. Arkansas State, couple interceptions. One off Matty Mock, the other off the backup Drew Lock. So the Red Wolves with all the momentum here at home as Missouri facing their first real adversity of the 2015 season. See if the Tigers can get it going here. Slipping to the ground at the 20-yard line is Anthony Sherrills, and it will be Matty Mock leading the Tiger offense back on the field.
And if you're Missouri, you want to get the ball back in Russell Hansborough's hand and allow him to start develop that running game again. That is where they had the most success, playing off of his running ability. You make this Arkansas State defense come up in the box, then you'll get the matchups that you want on the outside with your bigger receivers. But you've got to run that football again.
Russell Hansborough's been quiet. He had that sprained ankle coming into tonight, was questionable, but did make the start. Hasn't been very effective, though, for the Tigers. Mock now to throw. And again, not many options. Flag does come out. And he'll just toss this one away.
And it looks like you're going to get holding on the offensive line.
There is a flag on the play.
Personal foul, hands to the face, defense, number 47. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
And that's not what you want to do defensively. You want to play aggressive football, but you want to play clean. Now you've given them much better field position. And it opens up the playbook a little bit more for Mark. But one thing I noticed on that play, they had great coverage on the backside of that defense. Mark had nowhere to go with the football, and he had pressure in his face.
That's the 4th penalty on Arkansas State. And it gives Missouri a big 15 yards there. 1st and 10. Tigers keep it on the ground. And this is going to be a very short run. Ish Witter ran into the teeth of that Red Wolves defense. Charleston Gurley, number 13 there to make the stick.
And what Arkansas State is doing better on defense, they're making the hit. They're hitting the Missouri offensive players. The Missouri offensive players are not getting the first contact. If you make the first contact, you're going to make the play. Right now, they're firing off the ball faster than the offensive linemen are for Missouri.
After a gain of 1, it's 2nd and 9. In motion is Wingo. And here's Ray Wingo trying to make something happen. And he's in no man's land. That's going to be a 3-yard loss.
And Chris Stone once again does not allow them to get to the edge. Wingo moves over from the defense. He's one of the more speedier players on this Missouri team. But once again, Chris Stone presses that outside and does not allow him to get around the edge.
And a late hit was called out of bounds. So back to back. Oh, not good penalties for Arkansas State. Very costly. And there you see Chris Stone taking leadership right now of the defense.
You've got to keep your head if you're Arkansas State. You can't allow the adrenaline to lead to poor decision making.
Puts Missouri up at the 48-yard line. Another first down. Toss this one out. Oh, defense coming again. That's Jamaris Hart on the stick. Another flag is down there, though.
I wonder if it's going to be taunting.
There is a flag on the field.
And it's going to be an illegal block on Missouri.
Illegal block in the back. Number 6 on the offense. 10-yard replay, first down.
And Arkansas State defenders have to be careful when they make a big play because they will call a taunting penalty. But Jamon Moore, you've got to make that block. You left your teammate wide open for an open hit. You've got to make that block. You saw, once again, the defenders with the quick twitch movement, moving faster than the offensive players for Missouri. Missouri's offense kind of looks like they're sleepwalking a little bit right now.
First down, nearly 20. Here's Mock. Slings it out and incomplete. Jamon Moore was out there, but it looks like he kind of gave up on that football. And boy, you're right, Forrest. The body language right now for Missouri, not very good offensively.
Well, the offensive guards are getting pushed back into Mock's face. When you look at the offensive line, the tackles are supposed to keep the width of the pocket. The guards in the center, they're the more stout players. They're supposed to be stout at the line of scrimmage to allow the quarterback to step up into the pocket and throw the football. He's not able to step up into the pocket. He's falling backwards, so he's not getting good throws out, and you see that happening too often with this Missouri offense.
Crowd getting loud on second down. Mock decides to do this himself. Gets a nice burst. And a good job by Matty Mock staying on his feet, taking a pounding, but inside the 40-yard line. That's the biggest offensive play of the night for Missouri.
And you see the escapability by Mock. He saw an opening, and he took it immediately. I think this was a design call. You see the lead block by Ish Witter. Great job by Mock fighting to get the first down, and great job of holding on to the football.
Witter takes it from there. He runs right into Kerry Lane. So Ish Witter getting most of the carries right now for Missouri. That kind of makes you wonder for us. Even though we saw Russell Hansbrough in the starting lineup, he is obviously not 100% because he has not been on the field a lot tonight.
Well, you know, Hansbrough came into this ball game with a gimpy ankle, and you have to wonder if that's been affecting him, you know, to be able to carry this football in the second quarter.
After the gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Mock again. Rifles it near the 5-yard line, and it's tipped away. And that's Jamaris Hart, who was luckily not called for a pass interference. He did not have his head turned, but he was able to get a hand on the football.
Well, I think the football hit him in the back of the helmet, but that was a bad throw by Mock. All he has to do is lead his receiver. There's no safety help over the top. That would have been an easy 6 for Jamon Moore.
There's the numbers for Mock tonight. Usually plays his best football in the fourth quarter, but I don't know if you can wait for the fourth quarter tonight in this hostile environment.
Well, you continue to allow this team that's not supposed to win this ball game to build confidence.
3rd and long. And they'll blow this one dead.
Before the snap, delay a game on the offense, number 7. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
They are very lethargic right now on offense. I don't see anybody displaying any leadership right now for this Missouri ball club. You want to see some type of energy, somebody stepping up, getting these guys going right now.
There's Hansborough right now, 10-2 on the sideline. Obviously, the ankle not 100%. Matty Mock in a tough spot. Pressure from the backside. The ball knocked loose. And they'll cover it up at midfield.
And this is a concern that Missouri had coming into this ball game. Connor McGovern has played guard and right tackle, but when you play left tackle, you cannot open that door too soon. You've got to get 3 kick steps back before you turn your shoulders and run a defender past the line of scrimmage. Javon Rowland-Jones, great pass rusher. You see right there, he used a kick step. He didn't use his kick step. He used a slide protection principle. You've got to kick back. You cannot turn those shoulders and open them up because you'll give a short corner to the quarterback.
A booming punt for Missouri after the 9-yard loss, and they are going to down this football near the goal line. No, it will be a touchback and a first down when we come back. Little more than 4.5 minutes to go here in the first half, and coming up at the half, get ready to do some grunting. We're going to take a look at a new workout student athletes and football teams are using to get in shape. Forrest, did you do any of that in your days at Florida State?
Negatory. That is a little bit too much weight to have on my back. I don't think so. But these young men nowadays are a lot stronger than we were.
Freddie Knighton looking towards the sideline, and that is going to be picked off. And John Gibson now with an opportunity for Missouri. Makes a spin move at the 20. And he'll take it near the 10-yard line. The defense for the Tigers comes up with a big play to turn the momentum.
And that play was made by Charles Harris. He got pressure on Knighton. Knighton couldn't step into that throw, threw it off of his back foot, didn't get enough on the football.
And on the tackle, number 15, Trez Houston. The ball down to about the 11-yard line.
You see Charles Harris get in Knighton's face. Knighton tries to throw the ball off of his back foot, couldn't get a lot on it, and easy pickings for John Gibson.
And 35 yards on the return. Knighton, well, it took a big shot that time by Charles Harris. There's the turnover story. First big one for Arkansas State. Matty Mock fakes once, now throws it to a wide open Nate Brown. Touchdown.
Touchdown Tigers. Pass complete to number 2, Nate Brown.
It was the pump fake from Matty Mock that totally faked the Red Wolves out of their shoes.
Well, they got caught looking in the backfield right here. Easy pitch and catch right here. You cannot get caught looking in the backfield if you're Rocky Hayes. There's not much behind you. You've got to stay deeper than the receiver. Do not allow the receiver to get behind you. Be confident that your playmakers on your line of scrimmage and your defensive line can make a play.
Baggett's extra point is up and good.
The extra point is good.
And we're tied at 10.
With 4:08 left to go in the first half.
Great job on the pump fake by Matty Mock, and great job putting the ball out and making it an easy pitch and catch for his receiver. When you're that close to the goal line, with your back to the goal line, you've got to play sound defense. You've got to play your man. You can't worry about the play fakes and trying to get up in there and make a big play. Let your defensive line and your linebackers make those plays. You've got to be sure that you stay on your man. Now, what's interesting, we've got 4 minutes left before halftime. Can Arkansas State get back on the field with their offense, get back that rhythm that they had early, or how does that interception and easy score affect this ball club now?
One play, 11 yards. Tigers have tied this game at 10.
And how quickly the momentum has switched back over to this Missouri ball club. Missouri didn't look like they had a lot of energy, about 5 to 6 minutes ago. Now the energy looks like it's zapped on this Arkansas State sideline.
All points tonight coming after turnovers. All but 3 points, I should say.
Got to protect your real estate.
Arkansas State get their first kickoff return here from J.D. McKissick. And McKissick with some space. He burst through the hole. Well, he nearly broke that one. Stopped at the last moment by Joey Burkett. That is a big return for 36 yards.
And it's a great job by the dynamic McKissick. He gets the ball. He sees the seam when he gets going. He's one step away from taking this to the house. Great job by his blockers not to get a block in the back. Too often when you see a great kickoff return, there's a block in the back. Great job. Great field position for Arkansas State.
First down and 10 now. Arkansas State. Let's see if they can rebound after the turnover. Toss it out to McKissick. He gets a block on the edge. And he'll take it near midfield. Knocked out by Ian Simon, and Arkansas State on the sideline looking for a flag, and it's not coming out.
And that could have easily been called a horse collar. Great job by McKissick getting around his blocker. Trez Houston does a good job, and that could have easily been a horse collar.
Picked up 10 and a first down. McKissick played well here in this first half. We'll give it to him. J.D. McKissick, the hot hand right now for Arkansas State. With a nice spin move up to the 48-yard line. Got 6 more.
You're getting the ball in the hand of your playmaker. What this is going to do is force the safeties from Missouri to start paying attention to the backfield, and you'll get that one-on-one coverage on the outside. Can they get Dijon Pascal outside with a shorter defender?
Tigers defense knew the danger that J.D. McKissick posed facing this Red Wolves offensive attack. And there's number 30, Johnston White again, the sophomore running back. He is the short yardage guy, always falling forward. He was a wing T fullback in high school. Anytime they need those tough yards, they call 30's number.
Well, you know he's a tough kid. He's a former walk-on. So you know this kid has come to play. He brings his lunchbox. He's what I call a square chin type.
Third down and short. Forrest, what do you dial up here if you're the Red Wolves?
I go back to old school football, I formation.
Instead, they spread it out. 5 wide receivers. In motion is Darian Griswold, who is yet to have a catch for the Red Wolves. Knighton bounces off one tackle, and he'll take it to the 40-yard line for a first down.
But spread them out works as well, because you get them spread out. Now Freddie Knighton can find a lane. He only needed about 1.5 yards. Great job, and he followed his big tight end, Darian Griswold, to the hole. You see Griswold right here? He olays on the block, but he leaves a space for Freddie Knighton to get the first down.
Keep an eye on the clock. Just over 2 minutes to go in the first half. Toss it out this time to Warren Wan. Very talented freshman, knocked out of bounds by Corton Browning. Well, this freshman, they want to get him more touches. He's only 5'5", offers a great change of pace.
But he's got a lot of escapability. He's got quick twitch movement, and he gets north and south, and he puts his head down.
Here's Wan, the freshman, stutter steps, still on his feet. And Warren Wan takes it near the 30. Gets body slammed there by Marcel Frazier. But you see he's got plenty of juke.
And once again, you get him the ball and you allow him to make plays in space. He's able to overstep a defender, get out to the outside, then get north and south and fall forward. And they're going with this fast-paced offense, which when you look at the Missouri defenders, a lot of guys have their hands on their hips right now. It's playing into what Arkansas State wants to do in this ball game. Get those guys tired.
Red Wolves 3 for 8 on third down. This is a 3rd and 1. Knighton with a little option. And this is a nice job by Michael Gordon. He gets the first down, gets out of bounds as well. And Arkansas State still on the move.
And you see some of the Missouri defenders trying to get off the field, but because of the pace that Arkansas State is going on offense, they don't have time to make substitutions.
Cantrell Brothers has been quiet here in the second quarter. Stadium quiet as well as Knighton drops back to pass. Rifles it near the end zone and incomplete. Looking for Pascal out there, well covered by Arian Penton.
And now you see mass substitutions on the defensive line. But if I'm Arkansas State, I'm continuing to go at this fast-paced offense. Right now with these fresh defenders, I think you run some misdirection or a screen pass.
9th play of the drive coming up here. Red Wolves offense did ring up over 400 yards last week on USC. Didn't score a lot of points, but did move it up and down the field. Play clock now inside of 5 seconds, and they've got to call a timeout.
Second charge timeout, Arkansas State. 30-second timeout.
So this is a huge game for Arkansas State, and for Missouri, this is a game that they did not necessarily want to have, at least not here in Jonesboro. But Mizzou, whenever they moved to the SEC back in 2012, former athletic director Mike Alden scrambled to find another non-conference opponent, and he found Arkansas State. Missouri played them in 2013, but then tried to get this game on a neutral site. They offered Arkansas State a good chunk of change for us to play this game in St. Louis. Red Wolves said, you are coming here to Jonesboro, and here you can see why.
Well, you want to bring a big game to your fan base. What a great way to open up this remodeled facility than to have an SEC ball club, the SEC, the two-time reigning SEC East Division champion in this stadium. These fans have supported this team for so many years, so you want to bring this game to them. So I like what they're doing here in Jonesboro. Great opportunity for not only Arkansas State, but for the Sun Belt Conference as a whole.
Now 2nd down. Look at the total plays. Red Wolves with some ball control here tonight. Run it again, right side, and this is Gordon. Michael Gordon running hard. Cortland Browning knocks him out of bounds as he picked up about 6.
Number 3, Cortland Browning, in on the stop. Takes the ball down to about the 21-yard line. Be 3rd down.
So a 3rd down, and there you see the star running back for Missouri. Tough night for Russell Hansborough, as he looks like he's jogging to the locker room. 3rd down and 3 now. Knighton winds up, and it looked like there was some contact along the sideline, and a flag will come down.
When he touched the receiver outside of that 5-yard zone, that's illegal touching. You cannot put hands on the receiver. He prevented him from getting up the field.
Pass interference. Defense, number 5. That's a spot foul with an automatic first down.
And that comes from fatigue right now. I think this defense has been on the field a lot. You talked about the amount of plays. That's the 43rd play offensively for Arkansas State. This defense looks a little gassed.
Yeah, you see the big boys up front. Josh Augusta lost about 15 pounds during training camp. Big number 97. That endurance tested here in this first half. There he is. Along the D-line. 3rd and 3 now. No, actually 1st down. 1st and goal. Check that. 1st and goal for the Red Wolves. Quick toss, trying to get Griswold, and they are doing everything they can to get 19 involved. Darian Griswold yet to have a catch.
And as tall as he is, he still was going to have to climb the ladder on that play. Freddie Knight just put the ball down a little bit to him. He's big enough where I don't think the defender would have been able to get him down. He would have gotten positive yards, but I like the idea. Get the ball to your big guy out in the open. And they're going 5 wides again. They're spreading them out. Look for Freddie Knighton to possibly run the quarterback draw.
Empty backfield for Knighton. From the 7, Freddie Knighton tucks it in. Here he goes, sliding down at the 5. And right there, Michael Shear once again.
Takes the ball down to about the 5-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd down.
And that was a great job by Missouri on the coverage. Freddie Knighton did a good job of keeping the ball, tucking it, getting what he could, and getting down.
So big play here. 3rd down and goal from the 5. McKissick in motion. Keep an eye on 23. Knighton lofts it. Corner. And this one is caught. And they're going to say it's out of bounds. Great effort by Trez Houston. But Knighton led him just a little too far. And Houston is saying, hey, my toes were inside that white line.
Well, let's take a look right here. Once again, Knighton put it where only Trez Houston can make a play on the football. Let's see. That looks like 6 to me. That was a great effort, whether it's 6 points or not by Trez Houston. It looks like he's got the tip of his toes in. Let's see, he gets possession right here, and his left foot is dragging. If they take a look at that, I think they may overturn that call. Once again, great body control by Trez Houston. And he's scraping that left foot down. That is a great view by our camera guys.
Well, they got to review this.
And he may have 2 feet down. That looks like it's a touchdown on Sunday.
Yeah, what's funny, too, Trez Houston, he knew he had it. He got up, even though it's impossible to see where his toes were. Those receivers know whether they're inbounds or not. And I think Houston did get the feet in. The question is, when did he have possession of the football?
I think he had possession. I think they're going to look at also, did the ball move when he hit the ground? That'll be key as well. As long as he maintained control of the football when he hit the turf, this looks like it may be overturned. Let's see now. He's got possession right here. Toes are down. Now does the ball move? Nope. He keeps control of the football. I think this is an overturn and a touchdown.
After further review, the receiver controlled the ball, got his foot down. It's a touchdown.
Second touchdown catch of the night for Trez Houston. And it gives Arkansas State the lead once again.
And you talk about spectacular plays. Look at this catch. Great ball control, great body control. 2 feet down, and he maintains possession as he hits the turf.
What a night for number 15. Drew White's extra point is up and good. And the Red Wolves, with 8 seconds left in the half, are up 17-10. Trez Houston putting on a show tonight.
Well, he's giving us his greatest Odell Beckham impersonation. First we saw the one-handed snatch out of the air. That was more of a Chris Carter type catch. You know, getting those feet down and kind of making his body go lifeless as the ball touched him.
Houston's got 2 catches for 2 touchdowns. The latest, a 5-yard catch, completing a 12-play drive, 63 yards, 3:51 off the clock. So, boy, these drives for Arkansas State taking up a lot of time. They're controlling the football. They're frustrating Missouri on the other sideline. The Tigers have looked out of sync, and Matty Mock and company going to have to do something in the second half to regain that momentum.
But it almost looks like the Tigers came in here figuring they were just going to come in and win this ball game and not expecting these Red Wolves to come to play. And Devin Mundy, you know, put it out there early in the week that when they looked at film, they felt like they could block the front 7 of Missouri. And they've done a pretty good job.
Get ready. 26, 27, everything to the boundary. It's big.
Student section into it. And this kick is going to be downed in the end zone. So Mock will come out on the field. We're on the last play, and then we'll go to intermission. But we talked about the possible upset, very opening part of this game for us, but still seeing is believing. On paper, it looked like the Red Wolves were going to have a shot, but still Missouri, 2-time defending SEC East champions. You would think that eventually they would get a handle on things. That hasn't really happened yet.
Well, you lose 4 defensive linemen. You're starting 4. You've got younger guys playing on the defensive front, and you're playing against a team that's very confident right now, playing in front of their home crowd with a huge opportunity.
Coach Anderson trying to get his team to the locker room here. And it looks like Missouri will just take a knee. So the Missouri Tigers have found some tough sledding here in Jonesboro. 17-10. Arkansas State takes the lead into the locker room. Special halftime report coming up after this on ESPN3. 17-10 as we begin the third quarter in Jonesboro. Freddie Knighton gets those legs loose. The quarterback comparison, Knighton and Mock combining for 50% through the air.
You know, I think Knighton has been more successful because his passes have counted more as far as scoring. Matty Mock does not look comfortable in the backfield. He has to do a better job of setting his feet, using the matchup advantages, and he has to take over this ball game if Missouri is going to pull out a win.
Meanwhile, Matty Mock, we saw the experiment last week, getting the freshman quarterback Drew Lock in the game. He threw a touchdown pass, his first as a Missouri Tiger in that Southeast Missouri game. But Forrest, you don't think that now's the time for any experiments? You got to go with the junior to lead this ball club.
Well, he's been captain comeback in the fourth quarter. He's played his biggest and best football late in games and led this team to comeback wins, 6 of those last year. I think, you know, you have to lean on him. He's your leader on offense. We don't know how healthy Hansborough is, so I think you've got to lean on Matty Mock and look for him to lead you to victory.
Matty Mock plays his best football in the fourth quarter. They may need that tonight. Trailing by a touchdown right now. So if you're just joining us, Missouri took an early 3-0 lead, but Arkansas State led for most of the half, going on top 7-3. And then 10-3. Missouri came back to tie the game at 10 before Arkansas State marched down the field once again before the half and connected on another Freddie Knighton to Trez Houston touchdown pass. Knighton has been impressive tonight as Mock gets set for the second half of play on the other side.
Now, if you're Arkansas State defensively, you want to continue to do what you've been doing in the first half. Bring pressure. Do not allow Matty Mock to get comfortable. Now, what's interesting is you want to keep him in the pocket. When he's outside the pocket, that's when he makes more plays. So they have to play contained defense on the edges.
Missouri 9-1 against the Sun Belt Conference. That's pretty dominant. Keep in mind, Arkansas State has never beat a team from the Sun Belt. That record 0-24-1. Tonight would no doubt make history if they could get that done. Here's the return from Anthony Sherrills. He'll take it up near the 20. And that's where the Tigers will start. So this offense for Missouri has been a little bit inconsistent tonight. Just haven't been able to establish much of a rhythm with their star running back Russell Hansborough not 100%. Ish Witter has gotten the bulk of the carries, but he has been ineffective.
Well, let's see what kind of energy they come out with in the second half. There was not a lot of energy from this Missouri ball club in the first half. I want to see what type of energy they have.
First down at 10. Option. And they'll pitch it. Hansborough trying to do something with it. He'll get 3. He pushed out of bounds at the 22. But again, you just see how he's moving, Forrest. Definitely not himself.
He doesn't look like he's able to plant on that foot and get north and south. You see right there, the old Russell Hansborough will be able to plant that foot and get north and south and get positive yards. He can't plant on that foot right now because of that ankle.
Here's Mock scrambling to his left, fires, and it's caught. No, dropped. Wow, Jamon Moore, an easy catch right through his hands.
And Moore was looking to make a play before he got possession of the football. And you see that youth right there. You've got to make the catch first. He's looking to get up the field before he gets control of the football. Big third down play right here.
Crowd comes alive, and the Tigers look a little confused on 3rd and 7.
And let's see if Arkansas State stands their defenders up right now to confuse Mark a little bit. They've been doing that early in this ball game.
Mark throws it downfield. Got a man out there, and it's incomplete. Towards the sideline, was looking for Jamon Moore, but it's 4th down.
And that was a great play by Jamaris Hart. He got his hand in there at the last minute. Jamon Moore had the football. You see him get his hand in there and not allow him to get a good grip on that football. Great job. A lot of times you see defenders get nervous and they make a play through the offensive player. He did a good job of waiting on the ball to get there before he tried to make a play on him.
Gets this punt away, and it'll be taken, right through the hands, and he may have touched that football at the 20-yard line. It's been a bit of an adventure on special teams for Chris Murray.
Punch recovered by number 14. Chris Murray.
You talk about flirting with disaster. You get a 3-and-out coming out after halftime. You got to make this catch, but a great job not panicking and recovering that football.
So Coach Anderson now a conversation with his newcomer, Chris Murray, junior college transfer. Got tons of speed.
And I like that. I like the positiveness that you see on the sideline. Too often when a player makes a bonehead play like that, coaching staffs get on them and go off on them. I like keeping it positive.
Now 1st down. This guy has been tough to bring down, Michael Gordon. He picks up about 5 yards before he's stopped by Michael Shear.
In on the stop, number 21, Ian Simon.
Well, Michael Shears played well for Missouri. So disciplined. Coming from that wrestling family. His brother Nicholas wrestles for Mizzou. His older brother wrestled for Stanford when he was there. And right now he's getting sideline to sideline.
Michael Gordon again on the carry.
And that was a good job by Donovan Newsome on that play, not allowing him to get north and south. He pressed him to the outside, pressed him. Watch here, you see him. You see Donovan Newsome get off the block and pressing Gordon to the outside, not allowing him to get north and south and get up the field.
3rd down, 6. Knighton working out a shotgun. Here comes the rush. Unloads it. And it's caught at the 34-yard line, and there's Houston again.
And I tell you what, Trez Houston has become a matchup problem for Missouri. Great job by Knighton setting his feet, staying in the pocket. Offensive line gave him enough time to get the ball down the field.
That was an 11-yard gain. Kentrell Brothers trying to slow down this Arkansas State offense. Here's Knighton, and he'll be buried at the 30-yard line. Good job by Charles Harris, the redshirt sophomore, who only had one football offer coming out of high school. Tremendous basketball player, and they've taken those skills for us, and they've really nurtured them now at Mizzou.
Well, he's got a great first step, and I think that's what helps him get past the offensive players trying to block him.
Loss of 4 on the play. Now Knighton. They run the football again, and this is to number 30, Johnston White, who's gotten some positive yardage tonight. So another 3rd down and long coming up for this Red Wolves offense. There's the 3rd down story tonight for Arkansas State. 6 of 11, not bad against an SEC defense.
And Freddie Knighton has to be very careful right now. They've got 3 rushing. It looks like they're going to drop 8 in the coverage.
Loaded up on the right side. Knighton's going to have to get out of trouble. Under pressure, and this is incomplete. Had a man at the 47-yard line, but scorched through his arms. Tyler Trocine. And it'll be 4th down, punting situation coming up.
And great job by the Missouri defense bringing delayed blitz, not allowing Knighton to sit back there and get comfortable. You got him on the run. He wasn't able to set his feet and get the ball down the field. Now, what can the offense do? Now the defense has stood up. They get the ball back for the offense. They should get pretty good field position. Now offensively, can they get something going?
Luke Ferguson's been able to pin back Missouri twice tonight. This a low kick. And it'll be fielded at the 20. And a good running start as Penton takes it out of bounds after a nice return. 17-10. Couple punts for both of these football teams. It'll be Missouri ball when we return. Trailing by a touchdown. Trying to get it going. 11:41, third quarter. As Matty Mock works out of the shotgun. They spread the field with 4 wide receivers. Ish Witter is the running back. So here's Mock, and again calls his own number. He's got some running room. Takes it up near midfield before he's gang tackled right there. And another nice run for Matty Mock.
And I love what Evan Bain did on that play. He got to the second level defender and he duck walked him, and that's what you want to see out of your Remington and Outland Watch player. You see him duck walking the defender down the field. Great job by the interior of that offensive line.
First down and 10 now. Here's Witter. Ish Witter trying to break one, picks up about 3. When you say duck walk, Force, explain to us what the center just did for Missouri. Explain that.
Well, he gets up to the second level defender. He keeps his feet wide and he duck walks the defender out. A lot of times, offensive linemen will fly up to second level defenders trying to make a big hit. But these guys are better athletes, so you have to do a good job of stalking them. Make them make the decision. And when they make the decision, you get hands on them and you take them where you want to take them.
Nate Brown goes downstairs to make another catch. So Tigers on the move. Ball on the ground. Mock's got to scramble for it, and he's got to go back to midfield to gather it back in. That is going to be a 9-yard loss for Missouri.
And you see Mark on the read option. He puts the ball in there, but the ball hits the back's leg. Great job by Mark covering that ball up. A lot of times guys will try and pick the ball up, scoop it up to make a big play, cover the ball up, live to play another down.
Mark it near the 45-yard line. 2nd and 18. Mock liking that rush. This time, Red Wolves defense is not having it as he is run down. Arkansas State playing aggressive defensively. Jamaris Hunt leading the way.
Number 22, Jamaris Hart. In on the stop. Going to bring up 3rd down.
There's Hansborough, what he has done by season. Last year, over 1,000 yards. Tonight, only 5 carries for 15 yards. And taking that first option away from Missouri has been huge. 2 of 7 on 3rd down tonight for the Tigers. Mock in trouble, tries to unload it, and this one is incomplete. No flags on the field. Looked like there may have been contact.
Well, you can't blame Mark on that play. He didn't have time to set his feet. The defense is doing a great job of getting in his face and not allowing him to get comfortable. Quantario Heath was in Mark's face on that play. He didn't have an opportunity to set his feet and get the ball down the field. You see right here, he's throwing off of his back foot, fading back. I think he did the best that he could. They may have gotten away with one on that play. Jamaris Hart was all over the receiver, but it looked like he may have gotten there. Well, you know what? I can't say that. It looked like they got away with one on that play.
Arkansas State.
So now the Red Wolves will call a timeout. They saw something they did not like. Blake Anderson's team leading by 7. It'll be 4th and 17 for Missouri when we return. Back in Jonesboro, 17-10 your score. Arkansas State leading Missouri. Golden opportunity for Blake Anderson's program to get a win against an SEC opponent. There's already been one big SEC upset today as Toledo able to take down Arkansas, shocking the nation. Arkansas State trying to follow suit as this one fair caught at the 6-yard line. Boy, we saw also Auburn had all they could handle from Jacksonville State. It doesn't matter who you are, Forrest. Anywhere, anytime, you could go down.
Well, you got to come and play every weekend, and when you're talking about SEC football, it's the best conference in college football, so teams get up to play these guys. It's an opportunity for them to get seen by pro scouts. It's an opportunity to put your skill set up against the best that college football has to offer.
Arkansas State now has got to go 94 yards for a score. There's Ian Simon, the senior captain of the defense for the Tigers. It'll be first down for Freddie Knighton and the Red Wolves. Toss it out, and this one is incomplete. Misread his receiver, Dijon Pascal, and we got second down. So right now, if you're Arkansas State, this is a dangerous part of the field to be in.
Well, you got to be careful, but you want to continue to play to win. You can't get too careful where you don't try and move the football.
Keep it on the ground, and this one going to be tackled at the 1 yard line. And that is near safety territory, but Michael Gordon was barely out of the end zone. He was wrapped up by Walter Brady.
And great job by the Missouri defensive front getting penetration. You cannot allow guys to penetrate the offensive line. Great job getting penetration, getting to the ball carrier, and not allowing him to get up the field.
Arkansas State still going to spread the field here. Knighton from the shotgun in his own end zone. Run the football. And a short pickup up to the 4 as Johnston White gets some positive yardage. Gets a little bit of that room back. And now punting situation for Arkansas State. So Blake Anderson, second year as head coach here in Jonesboro. 7-7. Looking at tonight as a reward for all of the Arkansas State faithful, the fans that have stuck with this program over the years, battling in the Sun Belt Conference. And this huge night for this entire, not just program, but city of Jonesboro.
Well, last week was a big ball game, but I think this one is bigger because it's an SEC ball club and you're playing them at home.
It's a booming kick, fielded at the 40. Drifting back was Penton, and he's not going to get anything. Red Wolves were hunting him down. Jamal Jones was there to make sure Penton couldn't rack up any yards on the return. Special teams like a war zone tonight for the Red Wolves and Tigers. Saturday night college football. .745 third quarter. Touchdown lead for Arkansas State. There's the brand new addition to Centennial Bank Stadium. Nice cozy confines tonight. Here in the all new press box. Luxury boxes as well. Red Wolves by a touchdown. Here's Matty Mock though going back to work. And boy, there have been some balls that Nate Brown tonight wishes he could have back.
Well, you've got so much pressure on Mock throughout the evening. I don't know if he's comfortable back there. He's got to get a little bit more comfortable, set his feet, and take a little bit off of this football. He had his receiver open on the play, but he threw it too tall for Nate Brown.
An up and down night for Matty Mock. The redshirt junior continues to work. Second down and 10 now. Good protection. Dumps it off. Ish Witter trying to get into the open field. He'll take it up to the 44 and third down and medium coming up.
And that's been one of the biggest complaints about Mock, inconsistency. He makes a great play, but then for every great play, he has 2 or 3 plays that he kind of wishes he could take back. If he could get a little bit more consistent, I think they can start to move the football.
Crowd comes alive on third down at about 4. Option. Mock pitches. Ish Witter time. He's across midfield, and Witter dragged down at the 43. Kerry Lane made the stop, but it's the best run of the night for number 21.
Well, I like that play because you get the ball to Witter while he's on the run. Witter is north and south. As soon as he gets the football, he plants that foot, hits the hole, and gets the first down. Great play call by the Missouri offensive coordinator.
Sophomore out of Tampa. Going to have to carry most of the load from here on out. Mock again, rifles it to his receiver. That's a nice catch by Brown, but he pays for it. As there to make the hit was Bo Centimore, a pickup of 8.
positive yards. That's what you want on first down. Now you have a plethora of plays that you can go into your playbook and call. If you don't get it on this play, you have 3rd and short.
Second and short for Missouri. Try that left side. Witter again. Takes another pop. There's some hard hitting on the field right now. Kerry Lane was able to make the hit, but Witter did pick up a first.
And Chris Stone continues to flash. Every time they try and get around the edge, he plays great contain and he gets up the field. Missouri's offensive line has got to find a way to keep a hat on Chris Stone.
Another first down for Missouri. There's Stone putting his fist in the dirt. Fake it to Witter. Now toss it to the sideline. A man open, and it's caught. Touchdown, Missouri. Wesley Leftwich.
Touchdown, Missouri. Pass complete. Number 18, Wesley Leftwich.
And that was a great job by Leftwich. He beat Jamaris Hart off the line of scrimmage. He's probably the fastest Tiger on the offense. Great job locating the football. Hart never turned around to make a play on the football. Great job by Matty Mock getting the ball to him.
And a welcome back for Wesley Leftwich, who did not play last week. Had a bum knee. Comes back tonight. Makes a key touchdown grab right there. Extra point by Baggett is up and good. And we are tied once again in Jonesboro. Good protection for Matty Mock. Wesley Leftwich able to get behind the defense, and this is a pretty good matchup for Missouri. They take advantage.
Well, it's a great job by Leftwich using his speed, getting to the outside, making the play on the football and covering it up, not allowing the defender, Jamaris Hart, to get his hand in there and try and rip it out. And what a confidence builder for Matty Mock. He had a couple of plays early in that drive that he missed. He threw some short balls. He got the ball out to his receivers, and he was able to make a good throw on the touchdown pass.
Well, Wesley Leftwich makes a big catch for Gary Pinkel's club. Leftwich was the only upperclassman last spring that was on scholarship for us. They graduated. LaDamian Washington, also Marcus Lucas, moved on, and Dorial Green Beckham was dismissed from the team. So very young receiving core for Missouri. Leftwich was left to be the leader, and he's taken on that responsibility. Matty Mock has hit 6 different receivers tonight. Last week he was able to connect with 9 of them. So doing a good job spreading the ball around on that last drive. All tied at 17 again. Red Wolves from the goal line. J.D. McKissick ahead of steam. Once again, the crowd takes a deep breath. He nearly broke that one, taking it up near the 40-yard line.
And the always dangerous and dynamic McKissick, he sees a seam and he hits it, and a great job giving his team very good field position. I think Arkansas State needs to look to try and get the ball in his hands a little bit more in the second half.
Drew Felios, Forrest Conley, great to have you with us from Greensboro. First down and 10 for Arkansas State from the 40. Hand it off, and this is Gordon. Michael Gordon's going to lose a couple. Good pursuit by that Missouri Tigers defense.
And that play was made by Charles Harris. He got pressure up the field. He pushed the offensive lineman back into the backfield. The back, Gordon had nowhere to go with the football. Great job by Charles Harris. Watch how he gets pressure up the field. They have nowhere to go. They've got 2 offensive players trying to block him. Gordon has to cut it back while the pursuit is coming.
Here's a little reverse action. And this play going nowhere. Missouri there to eat it up. Marcel Frazier was waiting for it.
And Frazier did a great job of staying home and not over pursuing. A lot of times when you've got pursuing aggressive defenses. You see what Frazier did. He stayed at home and made a play in the backfield. Great job in the open field making the tackle.
That is a 10-yard loss for the Arkansas State offense.
And this defense looked like it's finally waking up.
Tough situation for Freddie Knighton. 3rd and 21. And he is sacked back at the 20. Charles Harris, the redshirt sophomore.
And he has been flashing all night, and you see that quick first step, that basketball background. Watch the offensive tackle. Jamar Clark, you cannot play high. When you've got someone, he plays high, he spins to the inside of him. You've got to bend your knees. When that defender spins, then you can react. He was so high, he could not react. Great job by Charles Harris getting the spin move and getting in and getting that sack.
So momentum starting to swing in this football game. 2 straight 3-and-out possessions for Arkansas State. Ferguson's punt's going to spin all the way to the 35-yard line and be down right there. So Missouri right now climbing back into this football game, tying it up. And Arkansas State right now looking for some answers on the sideline as the Missouri defense for the moment has taken over this football game.
Well, Matty Mock seems to have gotten his confidence back right now, and I want to see if they continue to pass the ball, those short, precise short crossing routes, get the ball to his bigger receivers. And Ish Witter has found some lanes in this second half to run the football for positive yards.
First and 10, Tigers. Hand it to Witter. He's taken down in the backfield. That play eaten up by Robert Mundy, the senior out of Memphis and a transfer from UAB.
And that's a great job by Mundy, getting penetration, getting up the field. He beat the offensive lineman to the inside. You cannot allow the defender to beat you across your face.
2nd and 13 after the loss. Mock goes to that pump fake again. Red Wolves don't bite. More contact along the sideline, and the yellow flag will come out.
And Rocky Hayes never turned around to locate the football. If he turns around, he sees the ball is not going to be caught, and he doesn't bump into the offensive player.
Pass interference. Defense, number 3. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
I don't think the receiver was going to be able to make a play on this football, but Rocky Hayes never turned around. He's fighting through the defender. Right there, the ball was too far ahead of the defender. Rocky Hayes, you've got to turn around and locate the football. But once again, what Missouri is doing, they're using their bigger receivers on the smaller defensive backs, and I think that's making these guys nervous when the ball is in the air.
6th penalty of the game for Arkansas State. Here's Mock again, going for the home run. And this is going to be broken up at the 20-yard line. Good job by the secondary of the Red Wolves, Hart and Brown combining.
And that was a great job by Jamon Moore trying to fight to get that football. That's what you want to see out of your receivers. He had coverage, bracketed coverage, and he did a great job of trying to fight for that football, but a better job by Jamaris Hart getting his hand in there and knocking it out.
Jamon Moore had a touchdown catch last week against Southeast Missouri. That was the first of his career. Matty Mock trying to lead Missouri here in a hostile territory. Ish Witter breaking loose at the 40. He is inside the 30-yard line, and Witter starting to pick up some steam for the Tigers.
And on that play, Missouri had a lot of moving parts. It confused the Arkansas State defense, and Ish Witter got north and south, and he knows what to do when he gets the football. Great job by this offensive line.
That's a 27-yard gain for Witter. And it sets up Missouri now at the 26. Tigers keep it on the ground. Go behind that big offensive line. And a couple yards on first down. Tyler Hunt, senior running back, a walk-on, 3rd running back in the rotation, Had a big 78-yard touchdown catch last week. But he's had a groin injury during camp, and it looks like he may have re-aggravated it there. Second and 7. Calkin set in motion. Here's Mock. Witter lowers his head and able to get a couple yards. Nice stop that time by Bo Centimore.
And it was a great job by Mark getting that snap. It was a little high. Once again, we've seen that this evening a couple of times. He didn't panic. He got the ball out to a playmaker.
Timeout on the field. Missouri will talk about this. There's the total yard story. Tigers with 106 in the first half. They've already matched that and a little bit more here in the third quarter. And there you see Russell Hansbrough. Limited action tonight. Sprained ankle last week in that Southeast Missouri game. Came into tonight 69 yards shy of 2,000 yards in his Missouri career.
Well, it's always next man up, and Ish Witter has stepped up to the plate. He's had some big runs in the second half. I think the team is confident that he can carry them the rest of the way. Mark has to continue to get the ball to his playmakers. These young receivers, I think, are going to have to make some plays for Matty Mark.
There you see being helped off. That's Bo Centimore. He made the hit on that last play. And it looks like he is favoring his leg. So that is not a good sign for the Red Wolves defense.
Ball spotted at the 21-yard line. It's going to bring up
Trying to get a look at that last play. Now 3rd and 5 for the Tigers. Another chance for Mock. Trying to get out of trouble. Dumps it off, and now Calkin will do the rest. 10-5, touchdown.
And you see the playmaking ability by Mark, extending the play, using his feet. He could have run the football, probably would have got 2 or 3 yards, but he got the ball to the big fella, Sean Calkin, and he did the rest, lumbering down the field and getting the score for Missouri.
Not always pretty, but Matty Mock getting it done right now for Missouri. The Missouri Tigers have retaken the lead.
the extra point attempt is good.
14 unanswered points coming out of the locker room, and it's 24-17. We'll take one more look at the touchdown.
And this is what makes Matty Mark such a special player. When he's able to break contain, he steps up in the pocket, he finds his big tight end, and Sean Calkin gets to the end zone. Great job by Mark, not panicking as the pocket started to collapse around him. He stepped up, got the ball to his playmaker, and he was able to get to the end zone. This is what they want to see out of Matty Mark more often than not.
Well, Forrest, the receiving core for Missouri, so inexperienced coming into this season. That was the one big question mark for this ball club. Who was going to be the weapons for Matty Mock and Drew Lock? Right now, Wesley Leftwich and Sean Calkin have stepped up, and all of a sudden you just see much better mood on that Tiger sideline.
Well, I like the potential of Jamon Moore. I like Ray Ringo. There's some other guys that can make plays, but as you said, they're young, and it takes time. And I think there are going to be some ups and some downs. They just can't allow it to affect them in a negative manner. And that's what happens when you've got some young players. They've got to just play through it, and they'll get better as time moves forward. But Matty Mark has to continue to be that leader and continue to motivate these guys on the sideline.
McKissick from the 3. J.D. McKissick had some exciting returns tonight. There's another one up to the 33-yard line. And now the question is, Arkansas State, you've thrown some of your best punches. Missouri fighting back here in the third quarter. They've retaken the lead. If you're the Red Wolves, do you have a counterpunch here?
You've got to get back to what you were successful with. Establishing the run with Michael Gordon, short, precise passes, and then when you see a matchup that's favorable, take advantage of it.
As we got a quarterback change for the Red Wolves, James Tabari. The redshirt freshman out of New Orleans in the game right now. This is definitely a shocker. As McKissick gets his hands on it, he'll take a shot out of bounds, and a flag will come down, tack on 15 more on that play.
And just what the doctor ordered for this Arkansas State offense, extra yards. Now they're going to be in Missouri territory.
After the play was over, personal foul, late hit out of bounds, defense, number 10, the 15-yard penalty, first down.
And that comes from your leader on defense, Kentrell Brothers. You can't make that error in judgment. Your team now has the momentum, and you usually don't see that from him. You just cannot do that. Now the ball is in your territory. You've given them more favorable field position. And I think he knows it right now.
Brothers on the sideline right now. Arkansas State going to the air. This is tipped up and incomplete. Pascal was the intended target. And it'll be second down.
It's incomplete. Intended for number 84 to John Pascal.
Freddie Knighton on the sideline right now. And James Tabari, the redshirt freshman in the game for Arkansas State. So a tough situation for the Red Wolves offense to be in against this SEC defense. 7 seconds to go in this third quarter. This could be the final play as Gordon takes it forward, and he's down at the 45. Short pickup on the play, and that'll do it here in this third frame. So Missouri, couple touchdown catches by Leftwich, and then Culkin. Tigers by 7. (24-17) Missouri on top of Arkansas State. Couple touchdowns in the third quarter for the Tigers. There you see Freddie Knighton wearing the headset. That is not where he wants to be right now at this point of this football game. And just moments ago, Bo Centimore, the junior defensive back from Mississippi, on crutches, being helped off the field. So a tough situation for the Red Wolves right now. They are paying for this game with some injuries.
Well, you hate to see that, the injuries on the Missouri side of the field. There's some attrition going on right now.
James Tabari taking over. Trying to get out of the pocket. Here comes the pressure. And a big hit made by Charles Harris. I'll tell you what, this number 91, he is going to be a force to be reckoned with in the SEC as Tabari will have fourth down now for Arkansas State.
Well, what I like about Harris is he uses his length very well. He's relentless with his pass rush. He continues to press the pocket from the outside. You've got to block him through the whistle.
Whenever coaches say he's got a motor, they use that word a lot. That's what they mean. Fourth down and 8. Fair catch made at the 9-yard line. So Tigers will have a long way to go. So now interesting to see if Missouri has weathered the storm and whether they can hold this lead and get out of here with a win.
Well, I think this is a big, big series for Arkansas State's defense. They need to hold. If they can get a 3-and-out and get favorable field position, it will help their offense come back in and be confident. If they allow Missouri to drive this football 90 yards down the field and get a score, even if it's just a field goal, you're talking about time being taken off the clock, and you're talking about momentum staying on that Missouri side of the field.
First down, Tigers. Swing pass for Malk. And Culkin going to take a shot. Picked up maybe a couple of yards. 29, Chris Humes there to lower the boom.
Clifton. And number 22, Jamar's Hart, hit on the stop.
Sean Culkin, 6'6", 245 pounds, very athletic tight end. They've been able to connect with him on some mismatches tonight. Here he is in motion on 2nd and 8. Mock scrambling around, creating time. Dangerous play and a dangerous throw. And say it's out of bounds at the 35, but it looked like Matty Mock went into no man's land there, and he didn't really have to force. Those are the plays that sometimes kind of make you scratch your head.
Well, he got outside of the pocket. He did the best thing that he could. He threw the ball where only his receiver would be able to make a play on it, if anybody would be able to make one. He threw it to the outside. He didn't throw it to the inside. Often you see guys throw it to the inside and give up an easy pick.
3rd down 8 as the crowd comes alive here at Centennial Bank Stadium. Mock, dump pass over the middle. It's caught. Deshaun Blair will do the rest. All the way to the 40-yard line. A pickup of 31.
Pass complete to number 17, Deshaun Blair.
Flag is down, though, at the 18-yard line.
In on the tackle, number 21, Cody Brown. There is a flag on the field.
Pass interference. Offense. Number 80. Half the distance. Replay. 3rd down.
And maybe that's why he was so open. It may have been a pick play, because he was wide open on that play. But I'll tell you what, there was a good pickup by Ish Witter as well. There was a blitzer coming right up in Matty Mock's face. Ish Witter stood in there and took on that blitzer. Great job. Unfortunately, I think they got him for a pick play.
Saul Culkin talking it over with our officials, trying to figure out what went wrong there.
Well, you see Ish Whitaker, great job. And you see right there, they called it a pick play because he got in front of the defender coming across the field. I thought he did a good job, though, of acting like he was looking for the football.
3rd down and 8. Pressure on Mock. He dumps it off, and this one is tipped in the air. And let's see. Intercepted at the 12-yard line.
Extreme athletic ability by Rocky Hayes. Matty Mock got in trouble. That play was doomed from the start. He had pressure on the outside. He got away from it initially and made a bad throw. Not a good throw. You got to throw that away.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct on the Arkansas State bench. That's a 15-yard penalty. Arkansas State remains 1st down.
Great job by Rocky Hayes. He's the most seasoned defensive back on this team. He played some offense early in his career here at Arkansas State, so you know he has the ability to make plays on the football, and that was a poor job. But we talked about it. Matty Mock can get outside the pocket. He can make great plays, but sometimes those great plays turn into bad plays. On that play, unlike the play before, he threw it to the inside where the defender was able to make a play on the football.
Well, you heard the booing after the play. They got the Arkansas State bench for an unsportsmanlike after that play was over. So it pushes the Red Wolves back to the 29-yard line. And now movement before the snap and a flag.
This is when you've got to settle down your offense.
Offside on the defense, number 97. Jumped in the neutral zone, causing a reaction by the offense. That's a 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
I'll tell you what, Forrest, the defense of the Red Wolves, another good job setting up the offense. This unit had 5 sacks last week against USC and forcing turnovers tonight. Can't ask much more from these Red Wolves. They have really played well. Now the offense has got to turn into points. 1st down and 5. Hand it off to Gordon. He'll spin and get it to the 20-yard line. Game tackled right there. Leading the way, Kentrell Brothers on the tackle.
Now, if you're Missouri's defense, do you worry about Tabari running the football like you would with the Freddie Knighton in the ball game? Does it change your defensive principles?
Freddie Knighton right now with a clipboard. Watching James Tabari. There's Knighton. Good work tonight through 3 quarters, but now it's up to the backup. 2nd and 2. This is going to be thrown for a loss as well. Can't run a play like that against this Missouri defense. Charles Harris again just eating it up.
Number 91, Charles Harris.
Too much penetration. Charles Harris has been a thorn in the Arkansas State offensive line all evening long. He's played in the backfield throughout this evening.
3rd and 5. DeBerry standing in, tipped up in the air, and incomplete. Boy, you saw the big man Josh Augusta saw that ball in the air, and it stayed up there for what seemed like about 10 seconds.
Well, you see the athletic ability of the big fella, 6'4", 345 pounds. He's able to try and make a play on this football, and that's all you can ask. You can't move him, first of all. He gets that big paw up in the air. He tips the ball. Then he tries to make a play, but he shows you why he's a defensive lineman and not a wide receiver.
So this is a 40-yard field goal try coming up. Drew White from that left hash. And this kick is up. And it is perfect. So points for the Red Wolves, not as many as they were hoping for after the interception, though. Nonetheless, they'll take it. 24-20, 11:30 to go here in Jonesboro. (24-20), Missouri hanging on to the lead over Arkansas State. 11.5 minutes to go. The officiating crew wearing black wristbands tonight in honor of their colleague Jim Allison. He passed away on Tuesday. Jim was an umpire and replay official with more than 20 years of experience officiating in the SEC. Jim leaves behind his wife Kim, his daughter Jennifer, and son Mike. Tonight, the Allison family has our prayers and condolences. Jonesboro, Arkansas, buzzing tonight with Missouri in town. And their team trailing by 4 with plenty of football remaining. The student body, you can't ask much more from them tonight. They have been in this game every single play. Question is, does Arkansas State still have it in them to pull off the upset? There come the Tigers up to the 25-yard line.
Number 22,
Anthony Sherrill's on the return.
And for Arkansas State, it starts on this first play on defense. You want to keep them from getting positive yards. You want to put them in 2nd and long. You don't want to give them 2nd and 6 or shorter, because now it opens up the playbook for Matty Mock and this offense to run a plethora of plays.
There's the offensive miscues from the Tigers. 3 interceptions, couple fumbles. Hurries and drops to go with it. Ishwitter, left side. He is gobbled up. Oh, that is a big loss. And once again, Robert Mundy, 47. He has played well tonight along that front.
Well, the big fella shot the gap. He stayed at home. They tried to run some misdirection. Great job of beating the offensive lineman, getting across his face, and getting up the field and making a play.
How about a little flex afterwards? Second down, 14. Tigers spread them out. Matty Mock from the shotgun. This is batted away. Chris Stone, another play for the Red Wolves defense.
All night long, Chris Stone has been around the ball, whether it's been not allowing them to get to the edge, keeping contained. He does what defenders are taught to do. If you're not going to get pressure, and you see the quarterback set his feet to throw the football, get up in the air and try and knock it down. Great job by Stone. What the offensive lineman has got to do, when you see the defender jump, you've got to set your feet and punch in their midsection to get them down.
Crowd electric now on 3rd and 14. Mock underneath, and this is broken up. Kerry Lane knocked it away from Ishwitter, and it's 4th down.
And Ishwitter looked like he had possession of that football, but Kerry Lane fought him and got the ball out of there. Great job by Lane. He didn't interfere. He waited till the ball got there. Let's see Ishwitter coming out of the backfield. It almost was a pick, but great job by Lane fighting through the receiver and getting the ball out of there.
Only 4 of 12 for Mizzou tonight on third down. As Arkansas State still with hope.
Set to punt for the Tigers.
There's the yards by half. Not much offense for the Red Wolves in the second half. That still can change as a fair catch is called for by Trocine. This defense for the Red Wolves keeping their team in the game. 24-20 in Jonesboro. A great night of football in Jonesboro, Arkansas. 24-20. Number 21 Missouri trying to hang on and avoid the upset. Saw Freddie Knighton on the sidelines for the Red Wolves. Michael Gordon with the first carry. Here coming out of the break, and he takes it up across the 35-yard line, picks up 9 yards. So for Arkansas State, a steady dose of Michael Gordon tonight. Couple touchdown catches for Tress Houston, the senior wide receiver. Freddie Knighton played well when he was in there. It's really been a team effort. But now it's James Tiberi, the redshirt freshman out of New Orleans, Holy Cross High School, working against this Missouri defense. Hand it off to Gordon. He's got a cavalry of blockers in front of him. Can he turn the corner? No. And once again, Kentrell Brothers there to run him down.
And Michael Scherer did a great job of stretching that play out, not allowing Gordon to get north and south, and allowing the pursuit to catch up to him from the backside.
Forrest, you played with the number 10 when you were in college. Kind of resembles him a little bit on some plays. I know I've made that reference earlier.
But he gets sideline to sideline, and I think that's what makes him a great player.
Derek Brooks-like on many occasions. This is up for grabs, and there he is making an interception. Kentrell Brothers, a fight for the football, and he wins it. Missouri ball.
And you cannot throw at the All-American, the best player on this Missouri defense. You cannot throw at him. You know he's been chomping at the bit to make a big play since he got that bad call early in the second half.
All tied up with Dijon Pascal. And there was no taking the ball away from number 10. Just wrestled him for it here.
Well, you see the strength of him as a defender, ripping that ball out of the offensive player's hands. Great job by Kentrell Brothers.
Turnover story. Second one for Arkansas State there. Now it's Matty Mock's turn. Down the seam. And it's dropped at the 5. Oh boy, Nate Brown had it in his hands.
And Matty Mock didn't put enough on the football, but Nate Brown still has to make that catch. You see the youth once again put a little bit on the football, and Nate Brown is walking into the end zone. He had to stop to make a play on the football, but you got to make that catch. Wagner got caught looking in the backfield.
Tell you what, this is against Arkansas State tonight. When they get into the teeth of that SEC schedule, simply have to make that play. Now Mock stands in, running for his life, near the sideline, hits his man, and this is Jamon Moore. Getting a couple yards, tackled by Chris Humes.
Watch the nickel, Justin Clifton, on this play. He comes in on a blitz and annihilates the back. You see right here, great job flushing Mock out of the pocket, forcing him to make a throw that he probably didn't want to make.
Now big third down for the Tigers. The Red Wolves showing blitz again. Here it comes. Option for Mock. Here's Witter. Gets a nice block at the 35 and takes another shot at the 32-yard line. Chris Humes there to take him down. A flag is down.
And that may be a hold on Nate Brown. It looked like he tackled the defensive back on that play.
Oh, there's some physical football.
And it looks like Witter is down as well.
I think you're right, Forrest.
Holding. Offense. That's a 10-yard penalty. Replay. Third down.
Well, Ishwitter not going back to his own sideline right now, being looked at by the Missouri training staff. And now he'll take the stroll. Bit of a scary play right there. He really took a pop.
It looks like he may have got his bell rung on that play. He gets the ball. You see the hole right there on Brown. Ishwitter jumps over him. He may have took a forearm to the head right there. Let's hope he's going to be okay.
So it'll be third down after the holding penalty, and call it about 13. Red Wolves trying to get this football back with 8.5 minutes to play. And there you see Tyler Hunt back in the game for the Tigers. Mock again on the draw. Matty Mock at the 40, outrunning defenders, out of bounds at the 23-yard line. That's the best play of the night for Matty Mock.
And Matty Mock recognized the cover too early in that possession, tucked the ball, saw the opening, and he beat Chris Humes to the outside to get the first down. Great decision making by Matty Mock on that play.
That is a 19-yard pickup. And it keeps Missouri's offense on the field and quiets this crowd. A huge play by the junior. Mock stands in again. Now under pressure. Backpedaling. Unloads it. Incomplete. Again, it looks like he's just a little bit hesitant, Forrest. As soon as he drops back, either it's hesitancy or just a little unsure of himself.
Well, he's had 2 turnovers, and that kind of gets in the quarterback's head. He's under 50% passing right now. He's been able to run the ball for positive yards. He's thrown 3 touchdowns, but I think the 2 INTs, it has a mental effect on you.
Arkansas State's defense forcing 7 quarterback hurries tonight. Jason Reese, the sophomore, in motion. Mock looking for him, and it hits him right in the hands and goes out of bounds. We've seen that a couple times from pass catchers tonight, just not looking at the football.
Well, the ball was a little bit behind Reese. He needs to throw it out in front of him so he can catch the ball and turn up the field. You see the ball behind him, he has to twist all the way around to try and make a play on the football. And what makes that dangerous is you've got the defensive back coming up, and you give Kerry Lane an opportunity to make a play on that.
We're going to have a timeout on the field. As Mock goes to the sideline to talk it over. It'll be a big third down when we return here to Jonesboro. Arkansas State crowd alive and well with 7 minutes and change here in the fourth quarter. Big third down for the Missouri Tigers.
And they're spreading them out, so you may see Matty Mock take off if all the defenders turn their backs to him.
Mock getting pressure from the backside. Now in trouble. And he's going to be knocked out of bounds, shy of a first down.
And that was a great job by the Arkansas State defense not allowing Mock to set his feet and feel comfortable at all. He's been on the run all night long.
That is the 8th quarterback hurry by this Red Wolves defense. And Forrest, big number 11, Javon Roland Jones, has had a nice night.
Well, he's what you can consider an elite pass rusher. He has great hand placement when he's rushing the passer, and he has great pursuit angles. Great job flushing Mock outside of the pocket. But I think it was good for Mock not to try and make something out of nothing and give his team an opportunity to attempt a field goal.
41-yard attempt for Andrew Baggett. This kick is up, and it is good. He really crushed that football. And Missouri's lead back to a touchdown.
Score with 7:10 left in the game. Missouri 27, A-State 20.
Now, what will Arkansas State do? Can McKissick give them a big return on this kickoff to give them good field position? And can the backup quarterback make enough plays to take them down the field?
Well, no matter what, I think this is a positive game for Arkansas State. They were routed last week at USC 55-6. Did have a lot of positives in that matchup. Rang up over 400 yards of offense. Had 5 quarterback sacks as well. Well, right now, trailing to Missouri by a touchdown for us. I'm sure there are no moral victories here.
No, what's interesting, you can have the argument, is this game bigger than last week's ball game? I understand USC is a top 5 opponent, but when you look at this game, it's at home. It's an SEC team, an SEC East 2-time champion, reigning champion. I have to say that this is a bigger game and a bigger opportunity.
I think without a doubt. Missouri, last 2 years winning the SEC East, 11-3 a season ago. Won 12 games back in 2013. And it's going to be another touchback. Well, we've seen so many great plays tonight from both of these teams. Big time performances. It's time for the Capital One Cup impact performance of the night. Lots of candidates, but I think Trez Houston is really the guy who stole the show.
Well, he's made 2 amazing catches for touchdowns. You saw the Odell Beckham-like reach right there. And right here is reminiscent of Chris Carter. Great body control, getting the toe tips in. Great job by Trez Houston.
Arkansas State starts from the 25. Warren Wan, the freshman, picks up a yard.
Number 6, Warren Wan.
John Gibson made the tackle. Warren Wan has not had many opportunities, but really a future star for Arkansas State. Extremely quick, tremendous hands as well. And he stays in the ball game right now. Keep an eye on J.D. McKissick, lower part of your screen in the slot. Here's Wand again. Warren Wan picks up a first down. That is why they are so high on the freshman.
Well, you see the speed and the shiftiness of Warren. He gets to the outside and he gets going north and south. Great job finding the lanes and getting the first down for his ball club.
Out of Edmond, Oklahoma, 11-yard gain. Now 4 wide receivers in. Michael Gordon, the running back. He flares to the right. J.D. McKissick, he's been quiet. McKissick up at midfield. And he takes it to the 40-yard line. McKissick, little shaken up after the play. That's only the second catch of the half for J.D. McKissick. In the first half, he had 6 catches, so big play there, but again, more concern, and this is becoming all too common for the Red Wolves here in this game.
Well, what I like about this play, you get the ball to McKissick on the run. He gets north and south. Great job eluding would-be tacklers and getting the ball up the field. And they could have gotten a face mask on that play, but great job holding on to the football by McKissick as well. Let's see right here. Does the defender get the face mask?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they could have gotten the face mask on that play.
You hear the crowd chanting, J.D., J.D. He means so much to this football team. Look at what he's done tonight.
He was such a dynamic player, and I think that coming into this ball game, Missouri knew he was one of the guys that they had to keep an eye on. He had 15 receptions the last time these 2 teams met, his career high.
Well, a win would do so much for the Red Wolves program. Here's the upcoming schedule. Missouri State a week from now, then at Toledo, hosting Idaho, at Mobile and South Alabama, before Lafayette and Georgia State come to town in late October. See many appearances on the ESPN family of networks as well. McKissick's career numbers. But J.D. McKissick right now on the sidelines for Arkansas State as this drive continues. First down. Warren Wand trying to cut upfield, and there's the big man again, Josh Augusta,
Number 6,
making the tackle after the pickup of 1.
Well, you can't move Augusta. So if you're going to run towards his way, you need to get around him. You can't run where he's going to be because you just can't move him.
How about the redshirt freshman, James Taberry? Gordon flares to the left. They dump it off to him. Trying to make a move, get out of trouble. That's a good open field tackle. Donovan Newsome wouldn't let him out of his grasp.
And Tyler Trocine has to make that block. If he makes the block on Donovan Newsome, Gordon's able to get up the field and get positive yards.
Only picked up 3. Newsome very active under defensive coordinator Barry Odom. Actually lost 3 on the play. 3rd and 13. DeBerry stands in. Here comes the rush, and he's going down. Charles Harris once again.
And this is what happens when you overset to the outside. You allow a quick defender with a great first step to beat you to the inside. Charles Harris has been wreaking havoc all night. Watch the offensive tackle. He oversteps to the outside. He doesn't have any inside leverage, and Charles Harris beats him to the inside for the easy sack. You see that change of direction ability, and that comes from his basketball background.
Well, that's just too good. Harris only a sophomore. Man, by the time he is a junior and senior, he is going to be something else. As the fair catch called for
Number 11, Harry Penton with
by,
the fair catch. Ball's going to be spotted at about the 9-yard line.
by Penton. And right now, 4 minutes and change.
I'll tell you what, Charles Harris is making Missouri fans, I won't say forget about Shane Ray, but feel very comfortable with him moving on to the NFL with the way he's played this evening.
Yeah, the Missouri defense. Arkansas State was on the field a lot in the first half, but in the second half, the splash plays have been owned by the Tigers.
Well, Charles Harris has come from the outside. You see the spin move, great footwork. Jamar Clark has had issues all night trying to block this young man. He comes from the inside. He makes tackles in the backfield. He's been wreaking havoc all evening.
Tyler Hunt gets his hands on the football. And Javon Roland Jones. For every big play that Harris has made, Roland Jones has done it for Arkansas State. But tell you what, this 91, Charles Harris, the basketball player turned football player. You know, Forrest, I never really thought that basketball players could just become football players, because basketball, I don't care what they say, not nearly as physical as football. But Harris proven it can definitely be done.
Well, the basketball players that have become football players have square chins. And when you look at Charles Harris, he's got a square chin. He comes out and he brings it. And I like what he's been able to do. You've seen a lot of different things from him this evening. A good first step, very good hands when he's fighting the offensive player, and then he's shown an alternative move with that inside spin. Too often, great pass rushers or good pass rushers only have one move. They try and beat you to the outside. When you look at what he's done, he's got a couple of moves, and he'll only continue to get better. This is a defensive line that needed somebody from the outside to bring pressure. You see him bringing pressure from the outside, and you've got Kentrell Brothers and Michael Scherer on the inside, at the second level of that defense. I like what we see so far this evening.
2nd down and 9 now. Mock, seen this play many times tonight, and it's still effective. Matty Mock all the way to the 30. He was tackled by Kerry Lane. He was nearly about to sprint to the end zone.
And once again, they spread him out. They go 4 wides. Mock sees the crease. He beats the defender to the outside. You've got to make that tackle if you're Robert Mundy, because there's no one behind him until he gets to the 3rd level of the defense.
20-yard gain, and now the Red Wolves defense a little bit tired. They've been on the field a long time in the second half. First down. This play will be a very short pickup. That's the first carry for Morgan Stewart, the redshirt junior running back. And big tackle made by Lane.
Arkansas
So a timeout, Arkansas State. Now you got to start looking at the clock if you're the Red Wolves, because it's definitely not your friend with 3 minutes and change and trailing by a touchdown.
You got to get a stop on this drive. You got to get the ball back to your offense and let them try and get down the field to get a score and get this in overtime. You cannot allow Missouri to get a first down. You have no more timeouts. If you're Arkansas State, they can possibly run the clock out if you allow them to get a first down.
Arkansas State has never beaten a school playing football in the SEC. 0-24-1. This would have been absolutely huge tonight. Here's the upcoming schedule for the Tigers. UConn next week on ESPN. Then at Kentucky, South Carolina, Florida, Georgia, and Vanderbilt. And want to pay a special shout out to all the Missouri fans tonight watching us on ESPN3. It's not often the Tigers are on E3. Thank you for finding us. 27-20. Mock on the option. And he's taken down at the 30-yard line. Got back to the line of scrimmage.
Number 7, Matty Mock on the carry.
And that's 52, Quantario Heath on the stop for the Red Wolves. Boys in the trenches for Missouri. That offensive line led by McGovern and Ablin. Boehm on the inside with Mitch Hall and Nate Crawford.
And this becomes the biggest play of the ball game right here. 3rd and long. You got to get a stop. If you get a stop here, you get the ball back to your offense.
5 of 14 on 3rd down tonight. Calkin in motion. They set him up as the H-back. This is going to be thrown for a loss in the backfield. So the Red Wolves are going to get off the field, and there's Chase Robeson with his first big play tonight.
And Robinson did a good job of getting in between the offensive linemen, finding the gap, finding the ball carrier, and getting him down. Now, if you're Missouri, do you allow the clock to run out, take the 5-yard penalty, and then punt the ball, or do you try and punt it before the time clock runs out?
So it's Corey Fatone time for Missouri. There's Chris Murray. Keep an eye on number 14, Murray, for the Red Wolves. He's had some issues tonight on punt returns. Nearly lost one on a fumble. But he's got tremendous speed. If he can get his hands on it and find some open field for us, you could find lightning in a bottle.
So if you're Arkansas State, do you have your punt block in, or do you have your punt return in?
I'd say you go for the return here.
I don't know, because you've got a backup quarterback, and you want to give him the best field position possible. I think you have your punt block in, but you tell him to be careful. If you can't get it, stay away from it. If it was Freddie Knighton, your starter, I think you have the return on, because you know you feel more confident about him taking you down the field. But because you've got your backup in, I think maybe you go for a punt block.
Red Wolves still with hope. Here's the punt. As Murray watches it, he'll let it go, and it will take a Missouri bounce all the way to the 11-yard line. That turns out being a monster punt for Corey Fatone.
Ball's going to be down at about the 11-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Red Wolves.
So a long way to go. 89 yards to the other end zone for Arkansas State. That's a tough situation for the redshirt freshman quarterback to be in.
Well, you know Missouri's going to pin their ears and come for the quarterback. Charles Harris right now, they may have to leave a back end to chip, or stay in to help block him, because he has not been able to be blocked this evening. He's going to come off of that edge. They've got to do something to stop him and slow him down.
Blow this one dead.
Illegal substitution on the defense. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
I got to mention, as Gary Pinkel wonders what the call was there, that was a 60-yard punt for Corey Fatone, Force. That was a rocket shot. And it took an outstanding Tiger bounce as well. First down and 10 from the 16 now. DeBerry winds up. Rifles this one. Tipped up in the air and intercepted. And guess who? Second one of the night for Kentrell Brothers.
At the right place, at the right time. Great job by Brothers locating the football. Threw it into traffic. Trocine couldn't make a play on it, and great job by Brothers making a play on the football. And it goes back to that backup quarterback. You've got a guy that doesn't have that much experience in a pressurized situation, backed up against his own goal line, having, you know, a minute and 27 seconds to try and lead his team down to get a score to tie the ball game.
Now all Missouri has to do is take a knee. Matty Mock in the winning formation. And how about Brothers tonight? He had 16 tackles last week against Southeast Missouri. Tonight, 16 tackles again, 10 solo, 2 interceptions, and 1.5 tackles for loss. Forrest, I'm telling you, that number 10, Derek Brooks' number in college, he plays the same way. A tackle machine, also great hands, can pick it off, and he's a leader and a student of the game as well.
He's a little bit bigger than Derek Brooks at 235 pounds, but I tell you what, he's on the Butkus watch list right now, and he should be at the top of that list. I don't know if there's any linebacker playing better football in the first 2 weeks than Kentrell Brothers.
So if you're Missouri, got to credit Brothers, also Charles Harris up front. The defense took over in the second half when it had to, and Missouri is going to get out of here. I should say escape with a win, 27-20. Trailing by 7 at the half. Matty Mock makes the plays when he has to, finding Sean Calkin and Wesley Leftwich in the second half. Meanwhile, the defense really bear down. Harris and Brothers and Gary Pinkel's Missouri Tigers are 2-0.
Well, it wasn't pretty, but they got what they came here for, a W. And that's what you want. It's a young ball club at some of the positions. The defensive line is young, but you saw the potential of Charles Harris this evening. The receivers, you saw some big-time plays by some of those guys. You saw some big-time drops. And they'll get better as they mature. Mock has to continue to be that leader on offense. And you saw something with the running backs. Ish Witter stepped up and played a big role for this offense when Russell Hansbrough went down with that ankle injury.
There you see Blake Anderson, head coach of Arkansas State. Got to be proud of his club the way they hung in there tonight. But too much talent from Missouri in the end, 27-20. So for Forrest Connolly, I'm Drew Fellio saying so long from Centennial Bank Stadium in Jonesboro, Arkansas, where the final score is the Missouri Tigers 27 and the Red Wolves of Arkansas State 20. A memorable night in Jonesboro. To watch this entire game on replay as well as other games on our family of ESPN networks, log on to watchespn.com or download the Watch ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Missouri wins 27-20.